So now you have become aware of that thought, that it's a program. Now does your boundary change?
It could.
See, the problem is boundary, right? No boundary, no problem. It's always the boundaries that create the problem. This is India, this is Pakistan, this is Gaza, this is Israel. From a universal perspective, there is no boundary. From universe perspective, what is India? What is Pakistan? Right? What is geography? Everything is just a piece of land. The boundary is your, it's on the map. Okay, so in your mental map, you have put a boundary of what is me. I'm trying to find out what is that me. What is that boundary? So this is a boundary. So you say anything beyond this is not me. Why anything beyond this is not you?
Because we're not able to integrate it with ourselves and consciously feel it.
Means what? I'm not able to feel. Like if I get hurt, you cannot feel it. So you will say that is not me. This is me. Okay. So what is the criteria for the boundary?
You need to feel it for it to be you.
Sensation. Some sensation has to happen. Okay. Then if it happens, then it is me. Then whatever I don't feel, that person's emotions I don't feel, that is not me. Okay. Now let's see if that is true. Is it really true that you cannot something else, some other body gets affected, you don't get affected? No.
You can get affected.
You can't.
You can.
Then how do you say sensation is the limiting factor? If you can get affected, she says you can get affected. Okay, so that means the sensation is not the criteria. What is the criteria then? How you can get affected?
Like if someone gets emotionally hurt, you can also feel sad.
Correct. Okay, physically also. Okay, you go and slap somebody.
That will hurt your hand.
It'll hurt your hand, then it'll hurt you also back. Immediately you'll get slapped back. Okay, so if I pinch myself, I feel the pain. Then you pinch your mother, pinch a little hard, she'll whack you on your head. Then you will feel the pain. So is there a connection?
Yeah.
You understand? So whatever, then something is happening in some part of the world. Some war is happening somewhere. Are you connected to that?
Your family lives there then.
Your family lives here. Are you connected to that?
Yeah.
You are connected to that.
But what if your like family, like your cousins or relatives live there?
Then you're more
Yeah.
more connected. But no matter what happens in any part of the universe, if you do something, like you say this is me, this boundary is me, because if I hit myself, I get hurt. If I hit that person, I don't get hurt, which is not true. Okay, if you do something to yourself.
Sorry. Oh.
Kevin, you can hear me? Are you following? So if I do something to me, to this body, then I feel it. So this is me. If I do something to this, if I do something to somebody, I don't feel it. So it is not me. Is that statement true?
Yeah.
What if you punch the wall out of anger? You still get hurt.
Yeah.
But that doesn't mean the wall is you, though.
That we'll find out. That's my question. First, we'll keep the Hariom, Kevin.
Sorry, Guruji. I was on mute. I didn't know.
No problem. How are you?
I'm good, Guruji.
So you're a doctor, Kevin. So what is me?
Guruji.
Today is all about me. In fact,
Okay.
all spirituality, any spiritual teaching, pointer, subject, form, festival, puja, ritual, sadhana, meditation, teaching, scripture, master is always about you. It's nothing about anything else. So Sri Ramakrishna Paramahamsa, Kalpataru Day is not about Ramakrishna Paramahamsa, it's about you. Gita Jayanti is not about Krishna, it's about you. Okay? Vivekananda Jayanti is not about Vivekananda, it's about you. Shivratri is not about Shiva, it's about you because you are Shiva. Diwali is not about Rama Pattabhisheka, it's about you. So everything in spirituality, in any spirituality, is only about you. It's about telling about you in different ways, that's all. Is it clear? Today is about you. So we're just waiting for others to join, just warming up. So what is me? You say me, use the word me.
Me is it's a thought in the consciousness and the awareness, Guruji.
Okay, is that true for you? So don't give me theoretical answers. Give me your life experience. In your experience of life, you say you, me. What does that mean? You say me, no? You say me? When was the last time you said me? 2 seconds ago. In fact, every waking moment you're doing japa of me. Me, 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 me. Samitra? No. The me is the key. What does that mean? We'll ask doctor. What is me? Without understanding me, you're doing sadhana?
There is no me, Guruji. I realized that.
But you said no, me.
While interacting with the world, there must be ego, or else we can't interact with the world.
Okay. What is ego then?
Not identifying with it is the problem that we are facing.
Who's facing?
Yeah.
Again, me.
Yeah.
It comes back to me.
Yeah.
Who is me? What is me? So there is a me and there's a not me. That is a problem. The problem in life is not me. The problem in life is there is a not me, which is more powerful than me. ठीक है? मैं हूं, पर मेरे से ज्यादा कोई और है, इसलिए प्रॉब्लम है. मेरा बॉस है, मेरा कस्टमर है, मेरा रिश्तेदार है, उसके पास बहुत पैसा है, राइट? टीचर है. She's telling yes, ज्यादा पैसा है. Okay, सौमित्रा. गुरु है, वो मुझसे ज्यादा जानता है. Okay, there's always the problem is something me. There's me is fine. Okay, in deep sleep there's only me. There's no problem. In deep sleep there's nothing there. There's only me. Pure me is there. So that's why there's no problem. The problem comes when there is me plus not me. Now to solve the problem, you have to tell what makes you and what makes not you. What is you? What is the definition of you? And what is the definition of not you? And find out if that definition is valid. And find out whether that line of thinking, which has only gotten to you into more and more trouble, okay, more and more separation, more and more in the cycle of karma, more and more disturbed, more and more thinking. So more and more away from peace. Can that be resolved? Is the problem statement of spirituality. So you guys start with problem statements. Like, what is the problem statement? First thing, you should problem statement. Otherwise, what are you solving? What is the problem statement? Problem statement is me. Me and not. Problem statement is not God. Problem statement is not enlightenment. Because even for enlightenment, for whom is the enlightenment? If you're trying to get enlightenment for the wrong person, then you're in a problem again. Okay, without understanding me, if you go for after enlightenment, then first thing that comes is what? I am not enlightened. Somebody else is enlightened. Okay. Now, if you're not enlightened, neither do you understand me, neither do you understand enlightenment. Kevin, is it clear? But the message of the scripture is, you are of the nature of enlightenment. So it doesn't add up. What the scripture says, what the guru says, what my experience is, there's a mismatch. So resolving that mismatch is spirituality.
Hari Om Krishna ji.
Hari Om Bipla ji. We are in Shantiji's house now.
Yeah, I know.
We are missing all of you here.
Yeah.
How is Mitali ji?
She's doing good. So when did you arrive?
We came here last week, 21st.
Okay.
Yeah.
Great.
We're just waiting for a few people to join, and then we'll start today's session.
Sure.
What you think is me is not me. And what you think is not me is not me. हो सकता है ये सब, ये कैसे हो सकता है? हरि ओम शेषाद्रि जी.
Guruji, namaste.
And the table, Sanna table.
So we'll take up this me and not me more when people join. So what do you want out of the session today?
To know what actually is.
Okay. Okay, very good. What about you? क्या चाहिए? सोच समझ के बोलिए. जो भी आप चाहेंगी वो मिल जाएगा. What do you want out of the session today? Think and tell. I'll come back to you. Everybody think for 1 minute. You can change yours if you want. Think about it. Whatever you want to ask, you can ask. Whatever. That's what today is
I
about.
think I'll stay with that question.
Huh? You think
I
it's
think I'll stay with that
question? Okay. I'm giving you an option to change. So today is Kalpataru Day. Kalpataru means there's a Kalpa Vriksha. Kalpa Vriksha means it's a wish fulfilling tree. Okay, it's a magical tree. Whatever you ask, it will give. What you're asking, small thing, me, not me. That's something big, no? Samitra.
Nothing.
Nothing. You're wasting your free ticket.
There is nothing to achieve.
There's nothing to achieve.
Everything is here. Nothing is here.
Nothing is here. Okay. So does that mean the enlightenment doesn't have a sankalpa?
It does.
It means that enlightenment doesn't have a sankalpa. So what you're saying is, in a state of gnana, wisdom, of aham brahmasmi, I am consciousness, everything is consciousness, I have no desire. Is that true?
In the bhotic world, you will have to have desire. Without desire, you will drop immediately.
हाँ, so you don't have any भौतिक world में desire नहीं है, promotion चाहिए, पैसा चाहिए.
No, I mean, in the context of this class, I don't.
No. So one more this thing. This class is not. There's no boundary. That boundary is in your head. You want me to talk bhautik? I'll talk bhautik. So the bhautik and paramarthik is in the mind. From Paramatma's Bhagavan's point of view, there's no bhautik and paramarthik. The bhautik is paramarthik.
What does that mean?
Bhautik means, so he's telling, in a world, there's world and there's God, separate. Okay, so in that world of God, there is no desire. Huh? And in the material world, I have desires. I'm telling there's no such thing as two. The material world is God only. Okay, the material world and transcendental world is still another concept in the head. The reality is Sarvam Khalvidam Brahma. That's a final statement of the Upanishad. Okay, there are many statements. The final statement is Sarvam Khalvidam Brahma. So Kalpataru Day is about Sarvam Khalvidam Brahma. It's about union of Shiva and Shakti. So the world is Shakti. Shiva is consciousness. But that Shakti and Shiva are one. They're not separate. My question is, somebody who has realized the oneness of Shiva and Shakti has no desire? So you're telling no. Huh? Is that what you want to change the answer?
It's a play of desires at the end of the day. I mean, Shiva is playing in its own game.
Forget about Shiva, forget about Shakti. I am talking to Saumitra.
But I am also Shiva, right?
So tell me what you want.
To understand Shiva again. Simple.
Shiva wants to understand Shiva. Okay, that is a desire.
Please come.
Are you sure? Why are you wasting all of your wishes on chota mota things?
Right?
Yeah.
Because once they're over,
I'll again come. Okay. Hari Om. Namaste. Please come. Khyati ji, kaise aap? How are you?
Going on, I'm going with the flow, and the flow is really hard.
The flow is hard.
That's okay. Yeah. You can take the chairs.
Hari Om Sumanji, Hari Om Prasadji, Beena.
Yeah.
Hari Om.
Cheers.
Hari Om.
Hari Om. Hari Om, Guruji.
We're just waiting for the others to join. Yadiji, you're going with the flow and it's hard. How is going with the flow hard? I thought going against the flow is hard.
No, flow itself has become very rough.
Flow is rough. No matter how the flow is, if you're going with the flow, how is it rough?
Unable to breathe.
Unable to breathe. You're drowning.
Maybe there is no helping hand.
Guruji, my ask from this session is how to remain in the state that that Aham Brahmasmi state, always
Okay.
remain in that thought.
Okay.
That's my ask.
So I was before you all joined. Today's Kalpataru day session. Kalpataru is where Sri Ramakrishna took the form of Kalpavriksha. Kalpavriksha means it's a wish fulfilling tree. Whatever you desire, you will get. Okay. So what do you desire out of the session? You have to become clear of. Are you clear what you want? Clear what you want. Okay. So what do you want?
Peace.
Peace. Very clear. Okay. Shiji?
Sometimes one question arises inside me. What is the purpose? Why I am here? What is the purpose of my life?
Okay.
That's what question sometimes arises.
So you want the answer to the question?
When I will find that answer.
Okay. So you want to know when you'll find the answer? Okay.
Because it is something that we have to pursue.
Who's we?
I mean, I have to pursue that.
So something that I have to pursue. So what do you want? Do you want a method to pursue, or do you want the answer? What do you want?
Hari Om Pratik.
A method.
Please.
A method to pursue. So method to pursue is going like this now. So Kalpataru is about.
Please come.
I'll tell one. When people are coming, I'm starting again from the beginning. Yeah.
Sorry.
No problem.
Can I sit? You can get the chair also.
Neha's joining? Yeah. She's missing the Kalpataru.
Are you recording the session?
Yeah, I'm recording it. Okay, so think about, we'll start now. Start with, I'll talk about what is Kalpataru. Before you people join, I was just telling that the entire spiritual teaching is about you. There is no other topic for discussion. The Upanishads, Bhagavad Gita, Brahma Sutra, all the scriptures, the tradition of Shaivism, tradition of Vaishnavism, Advaita, Vishishtadvaita, Dvaita, Buddhism, Jainism, the Vedic knowledge, Vedas, there are 4 Vedas, and 4 Vedas have 3 Khandas. All of them, one common theme is, it's about you. The festivals that you celebrate, then the rituals that we do, the forms that we pray to, okay? Any sadhana, any samskaras. So there are various samskaras, various traditions. All the traditions are only about, the focus is you. You understand? So think of it as the existence is like the Divine Mother. In the language of Ramakrishna Paramahamsa, it is Divine Mother. The focus of the Divine Mother is what? You're a mother, no? The focus of the mother is always the child. Okay, that's the only focus. And the mother wants the child to grow. That means, what does that mean? Existence is on your side. Okay, always, no matter what's happening. So you might perceive, okay, something is going wrong in my life, but it is for your good.
Yes.
It is on your side always, no matter what. No, Soumitra? So, and particularly the teaching of spirituality is focused on clarifying to you about you. So peace is the result of understanding me. Okay, understanding me is understanding God. They're synonymous. There's no that I understand God, world, and me. There are three things: God, world, and me. And there seems to be a separation between that, a disconnect. World is not me. Me is body, mind. Okay. God, I don't know. God is some force, unknown, powerful force, or whatever. I have some ideas about it. Okay. Something that I have learned and read. And it's unknown, still unknown. World is also unknown because even the scientists can't know how big the world is. So world is some known, but majorly unknown. You think you know stock market until you lose some. You think you know it. You know how the market works. Then you put the money. Then the market goes down. Then you understand I don't know it. You think you know how the body works. Then you'll put some food into that, and you'll try to shape it. Then you'll understand. Oh, I don't know the body. Okay, the world is something that you think you know, but the moment you touch it, you burn your hand and you go back. Okay, so I need to find some reconciliation. Okay, and I have some desires. I want to grow, and mainly I seek fulfillment. Okay, and that fulfillment is peace, some sort of fulfillment. That fulfillment will bring me peace. Until I get that fulfillment, I always feel incomplete. There's something incomplete. Okay, some people get something in the world, paisa aa gaya, ghar aa gaya, bacche aa gaye, everything happened, but still there's unfulfillment. Okay, so can I be fulfilled? Can I be peaceful? Can I be joyful? And can I realize God? Is a question, is a premise for today's session, based on the teachings and life of Sri Ramakrishna Paramahamsa. I'll talk about Sri Ramakrishna Paramahamsa and this approach towards you. And also, today's session is going to be more practical. It's not a theory session where I come and talk about that you will get on the internet, YouTube. Give me a story of Ramakrishna Paramahamsa. It will tell you. Today's session is, like I told you, it's about you. How do you ascend? Okay. If there's something called, what is ascend? How can I ascend? And how can I receive the divine grace? So with that, first I want to ask, what is your seeking expectation from the session? With the understanding that, think of it as, so it's not me, okay? Think of it as your association with whatever divine forces out there. For that divine, nothing is impossible. Okay? That possibility and impossibility is a construct in your mind. You understand? For the Divine Mother, who's on your side, who wants you to grow, nothing is impossible. Do you understand that? Now, when you are in front of such a entity, so think of it as you want some answer. and you're in front of the supercomputer, which is connected to every information in the existence. It's a super AI. Okay, whatever you ask it to give answer, right? It doesn't need any local repository. It can pull in from the cloud or wherever it is. So the divine intelligence is like that. Are you connected to that, first of all? Are you connected? Are you plugged into that
Yes.
divine mother? You are never separate from it. Okay, she operates through you. Think of yourself as a system, PC. Okay, system. That system is, the system is connected to Wi-Fi. So it's connected. It's always connected. You understand? So now in that connection, you forget the connection, and there's a hardware. The system has a hardware. Okay, hardware is the body. Then the system has a software. What is software? All your programs from childhood, all your programs, software. Then there is malware. Malware is so many distorting ideas. So many distorting notions. And that malware, you know what is malware? Panaji? Pata nahi. Malware no, माने virus. Virus मालूम है. Phone में virus आ गया. Right? You know what is malware? Now you do. So there's hardware, then there's a software. So hardware is body. Software is mind. Malware is beliefs. Wrong beliefs. Okay. Can you give me one example of wrong belief?
I'm the body.
I'm the body. Okay. I'm the body. The belief that I am the body, does it empower you or disempower you? Pratik? Disempower. So the feeling that I am the body, I am the hardware, puts a limitation on me. Okay. But I always live in the feeling that I am the body. Knowing very well it's a belief.
Yes.
Okay. So that is the software overrides, and the software becomes malware. Can I come out of this? And can I make my life beautiful? And if possible, the lives of other people beautiful. For that, what do I need? You can ask. So if you were to ask for something for you, which will make your life beautiful and the lives of others beautiful, what would you ask? So my question is, there are twofold purpose. Purpose in life is twofold always. Why it is twofold always? What are the purposes? Atmana mokshartham, for me, and jagatitaya, for the world. Okay. In the case of a gnani, that two becomes one. It becomes jagatitaya. Okay. That's what a gnani is. Gnani also has a sankalpa, has a desire, but it's for loka kalyana. Okay. Gnani also wants, Krishna wants dharma to be established. He has a desire. In that desire, these people have to die. It's a desire, but it's for loka kalyana. Okay, Vivekananda has a desire. I have to go and establish Ramakrishna mission. It's a desire. It is a material world because it is infrastructure, it is people, it is money, it's all those things. He needs donation for that, everything. But it is loka kalyana. Okay. Now you can the Kalpataru day is about fulfilling this twofold aspiration, fulfillment. Atmana mokshat, what is required for me? And me has many aspects, right? Me has my health, my family, my country, my finances, then my wisdom. Okay. And then Jagatitaya is service. So what do you want out of the session? You think about it for a minute, then you tell it, Then we'll start the session. The session I've broken down into a threefold practical approach. I'll take you through one by one, of course, with the reference of Sri Ramakrishna Paramahamsa and his teachings. Clear? Any doubts? Pratik, clear? Soumitra? Tanaji? Shall we start? Let us start by chanting Omkara together. Om. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namah Shivaya. 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 Guru Brahma, Guru Vishnu, Guru Devo, Maheshwaraha, Guru Sakshat, Parabrahma, Tasmai Shri, Gurave Namaha, Dhyana Moolam, Gurur Murtihi, Puja Moolam, Gurur Padam, Mantra Moolam, Gurur Vakhyam, Moksha Moolam, Guru Kripa, Harihi Om, Shri Gurubhyo Namaha, Harihi Om. My pranams to all. Slowly open your eyes. I welcome all of you to today's session on Kalpataru Day about Sri Ramakrishna Paramahamsa. Wishing you all a very happy, prosperous, joyful, healthy, and wealthy New Year 2024. I pray to Guru and the Divine Mother. I seek blessing for all of us. May everyone in the world live peacefully, joyfully, in bliss. And may we realize the divine within us. Slowly open your eyes. You're all able to hear me?
That's good.
Okay. So I'll start with the question of, so ask the question, what do you want, right? Is everybody ready with the answer? Antiji, you want to change your answer?
No, I think that was my question. So how
Okay.
do I?
Well, what is it? Can you repeat again?
Yeah, my question was how do I remain in that thought always? That you are that,
Mhm.
and
I am that.
yeah, I mean I am that,
Okay.
and I do not separate me from the rest of the world or others.
Okay.
Yeah.
So to rephrase the question, I want to remain in the light that
Yeah.
I am that.
Yeah.
What is that? That
Brahman.
I am Brahman.
Yeah.
So how do I remain in I am Brahman? That how do I remain in I am Brahman? What is the answer for that? How does it happen? That is called gnana.
Yeah.
For to get gnana, I've told you what is the only way. No. How can sadhana give gnana? Sadhana doing give gnana.
Maybe the repeated thought that I'm the same, we are the same.
That repeated, so the light is beyond thought. Okay, thought is an appearance, it comes and goes, but the light is beyond thought. You understand? So you can't what is that, brainwash yourself. I am Brahman, I am Brahman, I am Brahman. Won't work. Okay, I am Brahman, then you will get some other disease, schizophrenia. Then you'll go into the office and tell SAP, I am Brahman, you boss, you're not, I am bigger than you. Right? People become like that. The wrong usage of this thing, right, distorts the mind. So what is the way for gnana? There's only one way. What is that?
Seva.
Seva is action.
Satsang.
Atma Vichara.
So the answer is inquiry, vichar. You have to inquire who's the I. Okay, and you have to get shravana. You have to get the teaching. That's all. There is no other way. Upanishads clearly say, na karmana, no action, na prajaya, no, not having any children, na dhanena, no wealth, tyage naike amrutattva manashu. The only way is you have to inquire and let go of the ignorance. Okay, so if I want gnana, what should I ask for? I'm just trying to tell you, I'm trying to make the problem statement clear. Don't go about like this.
Yeah.
Directly go like this, no? So I want gnana. For that, what do I want?
Shravana, manana.
That's all. Okay, and what is Shravana? What will you hear? What will the Guru teach? The Guru will tell you are that, inquire. So the only thing that is pending is Shravana is already got, Gnana you already got, that you are that. What is pending? Inquiry, self-inquiry. So you have to see who am I. So I'll take you through the process of inquiry and Gnana today. Yes, what do you want now? Kathy ji, flowing against the river, going with the flow.
Yeah. Just making sure that I'm not affected because of the external factors. I just need to have peace.
Okay, but you are not affected, no? Who's affected?
You know that if kids are sick, it's on me. Husband tantrums again on me.
Okay.
In-laws, that again on me.
Okay.
And parents getting old, so have to bear it.
Okay.
Somewhere I feel like I'm overburdened and I just want to let the things go.
Okay.
Unable to, like, I know that holding everything, it's hurt me, but I'm unable to just,
Yeah.
just let
So you've
go.
described the impossible problem. Whatever you described is uncontrollable, no?
Yeah, but still, like I'm my husband's wife, kid's mother, my parents' daughter, and in-laws' daughter-in-law. So I just want to be involved,
Yeah.
but I don't want any attachments. And I don't know, I'm unable to break those attachments. Stuff. I want to be involved in what I'm doing, but not affected and not attached.
Okay.
But it's getting really tough going days by days, years by years. I'm like,
Okay. So what is the problem statement? I want to be in the world. I want to.
world, not in sense of world with fine. It's just with my home.
Okay. I want to be in the family, complete my responsibilities, but stay unaffected.
Unattached, unaffected. Yes.
Okay. I want to be unaffected. So if you're unaffected, you'll be peaceful.
Yes.
What you'll do with that peace?
From my point of view, my existence, okay, I have to go through few things, and then, the thought will be calm, peaceful, and then maybe rest in peace. So
you want the life of an animal?
maybe a sadhu.
Okay.
A sadhu, but I don't want to go somewhere else, just sit and meditate, because
Okay.
now that I've formed a family, I can't deny these.
Okay.
And I don't want to be attached as well.
Okay. Fine. So I want to be in the family, but not get affected. Is that?
Not get affected and not attached.
Okay. Fine. Actually, repeat. There are new people who joined. I didn't hear your question.
Whatever I do, I feel like this is not me. I'm something else. So what is the purpose of me? That question arises most of the time. There are many things around me, many disturbances, everything that will disturb. But again, I will try to be centered without going through all these things. I can find my inner peace even with the attachments. That's okay for me.
So you have one. You can ask her what is her secret. See, Kalpataru, immediate blessing. It will give you a real embodiment right next to you. Such a big embodiment.
It will take time, but I will find my peace.
Okay.
But the only thing is, when I come inside, I feel like there is something to pursue. This is not me, and something else.
Okay.
What is the purpose of the life?
Okay.
That's what I have.
So what is the question? Can you please clarify? Too many things.
Purpose of my life.
Purpose of my life. So you want to know what is the purpose of your life. Okay. Samaji, क्या चाहिए आपको?
More internal peace.
इतने लोग आए, एक जन भी पैसा नहीं बोला. मैं वेट कर रहा हूँ कब कोई पैसा बोलेगा. $1 million, $2 million, $3 million. सबको सर शांति चाहिए.
Maybe for that we know the ways how to get it. We are just lost.
You're just lost
in the process of families, attachments, relations.
अरे $1 billion है तो क्या family? You can like take money and go somewhere.
Yeah, but still that. Okay, what might be they doing? That thought, we cannot stop it, right? I'm fine with $1 billion, but I just want to stop that thought.
No, you don't know the value of $1 billion. You really don't know the value of $1 billion. If you have $1 billion, life will change. Okay. No, just kidding. हाँ, शांति आपका घर में ही शांति जी है. और क्या शांति चाहिए आपको?
सब कुछ मिला के like
हाँ.
शांति को भी 50% शांति होना है. More like believing myself. Like before I go to do something, I don't believe myself.
Okay.
Like मेरा first है I can't. And that like is 70% in my life I can't.
So I have there's something in me that is stopping me. Okay. That something in me is called belief. It's called malware. Malware बोला ना, वही malware है. क्या है malware? वो खुद को अटैक करता है. वो क्या है? वायरस जो है वो अपने आप को दोष देता है, अपने आप को बांध देता है. Right? So I need to drop my disempowering belief. If I drop my disempowering belief, I can be successful. Is it clear? So success is a result of dropping. Please understand, any successful person in the world has crossed over dropping their disempowering belief one way or another. Somewhere some way, some path, some master, they have figured out how to drop certain disempowering beliefs. ठीक है? तो disempowering belief drop करके आप क्या करेंगे?
बहुत आगे जाना है.
हाँ, कहाँ? हाँ, that is the end.
Yeah.
Disempowering belief is the means. I am telling, don't ask for the means. Ask for the क्या? End. समझ में आ गया? समझ में आ गया? नहीं समझ में आया. तो यहाँ से आपको जाना है इंडिया. ठीक है? डेस्टिनेशन क्या है? इंडिया. So you are telling, okay, I need to get a ship ticket from ship. That is a means, but you can go from ship, you can go from flight, you can go from private jet. Okay, that is a means. You are asking for means. You're telling, I want cycle, I want train, I want airplane. I am telling, talk about, I want to be in India. Destination. You understand? So disempowering belief छोड़ना है. वो छोड़ एक स्टेप है. पर अंत क्या है? You understood? Don't go like this. So what do you really want? So I want to get over my disempowering belief. Okay. After that what? क्या करोगे उसके बाद? Okay, अभी छोड़ दिया disempowering belief. अब क्या करोगे? All of you. That's the question applies to all of you. Okay, fine. Now you're peaceful. Now what? Okay, you got the answer, purpose of your life. Now what? You're Brahman. Now what?
For me, if I get peace, I feel like, okay, fine, this is the purpose of my life. Yeah, I'm here. I've gone through, like, I was there with my parents, I've studied, okay, and then I've got married, I've got kids. Fine, they are well settled, they are not, they are with their lives. And I'm not affected, I'm not attached, I'm peaceful. This is what the meaning of life is. Now, maybe after this, on a prastasta or something, like, okay, fine, I'm done. It's just for me to sit and meditate and then, leave this work. Soul is not something which can be,
Okay.
this. So, no, it's fine. It's time for me to leave this body and then, I know I might not be with the Brahman after that because of the deeds I've done in this.
Okay.
But something released from this body, from this people completely with a pure consciousness, I might be with the Brahman. That would be the one.
Not a single word that you told is true. It's all malware.
Sorry?
It's all malware.
Okay.
Is it true or malware?
That was my perception about the purpose of my life.
Okay.
and my stuff.
So I'll tell you. So there is what is Kalpataru? I'll tell you practically. There's a book a long time ago written by a person. It was called Flatland. Okay. In the Flatland book, there's a world where there are two-dimensional objects. There's a triangle. Okay. The example that the author gives is ants. There are ants, no? Ants only know two directions, left and right, like this. They're two-dimensional beings. Okay. Everybody following online? Sorry, since I'm offline, I'm focusing on the offline people. So there are only two-dimensional beings. Then in the two-dimensional ant world, one spider comes. Okay, spider is three-dimensional. The spider tells the ant, life is not two-dimensional. Life is multi-dimensional, three-dimensional. The ant doesn't believe. Okay, ant cannot see the spider because ant is it can only see straight. Okay, then the spider is talking to the ant. It doesn't believe. It thinks it's hallucinating. Some voice is coming. Then the spider lands on the ground. Then the ant can see the spider. Then it tells all of this. There's multi-dimension, all that. Still, ant doesn't believe. Then the spider lifts the ant. The first time the ant experiences the third vertex. Okay, there are three. What is that? Axis. There's a length, breadth, and width. The moment it experiences that, then it understands, oh, life is not 2-dimensional, life is 3-dimensional. Then it drops it back again. Okay. Now, once it drops it back again, the ant still knows that what is the reality? The reality is 3-dimensional. Life is not just 2-dimensional. Now, what does it mean to be 3-dimensional life? In 2-dimensional life, I can only go like this and like this. In 3-dimensional life, something can always pull me up. Something can always, there's something else that can always interfere, like the spider. Okay. So our program, we are programmed by various conditioning. One is societal conditioning, religious conditioning, even spiritual conditioning, the understanding of God. Okay. Which all of this you have not gotten through a proper system. Like you did engineering, right? You did engineering college. You did engineering college, right? So to be an engineer, you have to go through a proper system of education. Abhi engineer ho? Engineering college guy. Huh? You also, right? You also went, Meenakshi. So there's an education system for understanding subject. Similarly, there's an education system for understanding yourself, and that's called Vedanta. Okay, that is an interference, like the spider, and which, until that interference happens, whatever you have got is from wrong education. Whatever you know about yourself, what you know about yourself, I am body. Okay, I am body. What you know about the world is whatever you read in the news. What you know about God is whatever you have seen in the Amar Chitrakada or TV serial, and Devam Kadev Mahadev, right? Shiva means, okay, he has jata, he has 6-pack abs. So whatever inference you have about any aspect of reality is distorted until you experience reality originally. And that can only come through the spider. Somebody has to come who's in that dimension, come to your dimension and give you that experience. Only then you will see it. And that's what happened in the case of Ramakrishna and Vivekananda. Vivekananda was searching, is there God? Okay, his search is not ordinary search, not casual search. Somebody told him, okay, there's a very great saint there. He'll tell you about God. To go to that place, he swam across a very fearful river. Okay, he goes there, and first he doesn't beat around the bush. Point blank asks the question, do you know God? Have you seen God? The person told, no, I don't know. Then immediately, no hard feelings. He just comes back, swimming back. Okay. Then finally somebody told him, there's a person called Sri Ramakrishna Paramahansa. You go to him. He went to Ramakrishna Paramahansa. Ramakrishna Paramahansa is just an ordinary looking guy. No, nothing special about him. He's not a great teacher or anything. He's uneducated. He doesn't speak well also. He only tells stories. Okay. He's a very simple person. And Vivekananda saw this person. This person is going to teach me about God. But okay, I'm fine. I'm here. Let me ask him. So he asked him. And that time, it was not still Swami Vivekananda. He's Narendranath. Narendranath goes to Ramakrishna and asks him, is there God? Ramakrishna tells, yes. Then, have you seen? Ramakrishna tells, I have seen. I can show you also. Okay. And then he touches Swami Vivekananda, Narendranath. Then Narendranath, like the spider, the ant seeing the third dimension, his mind becomes peaceful. In the peace of the mind, when the mind is peaceful, then the self, the reality is seen. The thought is what covers the reality. Okay. So is it, whatever you're speaking, saying, you go on living in your own head. Otherwise, without the interference, without Vedanta, wisdom of Vedanta and Guru, you go on living in thinking. You need to move from thinking to what? To feeling. Okay. You feel I am alive, right? You don't think I'm alive. Even if the thought goes, you feel it. So what is more important, feeling or thought? Feeling. So feeling is what is more important, and feeling is what is in tune with reality. Okay. The only obstruction is thinking. The only thing the master is thinking is annihilated through the process of right clarification of your doubt. Until the doubt is clarified, the thinking will not stop. Okay, the right understanding has to go. You have to, and the right understanding will give you an insight. Yes, this is it. Okay, then there's an inner resolution. Then the mind shuts down. When the mind shuts down, there is deep peace. In that deep peace, what you are is realized. This is the process. Is it clear?
Just one question.
Yeah.
So, when you said when our mind will realize, when my mind will realize that okay, I am peaceful. Will it stay in that peace, or will it go back and then I have to come back again?
Yeah.
Of realization.
Okay. So you where are you right now?
I'm in
Ireland.
Yes.
Ireland. So what visa do you have?
I have Stanford visa.
Okay. You're a Irish citizen?
No.
No. So first somebody comes here on a student visa, let's say. Okay. Then they cannot stay for long. They have to go back. Then they get probably a job. They can stay for longer. Then after some time, they get permanent Irish passport. Similarly, in the self, what happens is the mind becomes peaceful. And this is different. It's all personal journeys. For somebody, it might be something else. For somebody, it might be something else. Typically, what happens, I'm just giving you the spectrum. You will fall somewhere in the spectrum. The mind becomes peaceful. Then you open your eyes, some impressions trigger. Some deep-rooted impressions, they trigger out. But because you have the grace of the Guru and the wisdom, you'll again go back. So you're not permanent resident. You come and you go. And that coming and going, each time you come back, you're not the same. You get impressions burn out. So there'll come a time when the core impression will burn out. Not all impressions. The core impression will burn out. Then there's no coming back. That's called enlightenment. Then with eyes open, eyes closed, doesn't matter. Then there's no thing that I have to go back to that state. It's not a state anymore. You are that. Okay. So I'll answer your question. This is a brief answer. I will tell you how it happened in the life of Sri Ramakrishna and explain this phenomena. But this is how it happens. Mind becomes peaceful. When you open your eyes, that peace will radiate. It will still stay with you. Then the impressions will trigger. Then you will go back again. Only when because of Atmagnana, of self-inquiry, of who am I, the root of coming back, which is the I thought, will, once that gets cut off, there's no coming back. Until that point, there'll be going and coming, going and coming. Does that answer your question?
Yes.
Is everybody clear? Okay, so fatafat bol do kya chahiye? Pratik.
Yeah, the same thing which I said. I mean, right now it happens like if I hear the sessions, if I.
You also want peace only. Okay.
No, I want to realize. I mean,
I want self-realization.
Stay in the thought that okay.
Okay, disappointing. No, okay. So I want self-realization.
Yes.
Right. Okay.
Slightly changing, but it is on the same lines.
Okay.
I want to be fit on 5 dimensions.
Okay.
Financially, physically.
Somebody's talking now.
Emotionally, mentally, and spiritually.
Yeah.
So combination of all the things here as well as
सब कुछ चाहिए मुझे.
why not?
Yeah.
Why to reject that this is not real or
Correct.
this is, everything is real, even that is real, this is real.
I'm so glad from everything is nothing you came to place. वो place ठीक नहीं था आपके लिए. वहाँ बैठ के सब ये सब माया न कुछ नहीं था. यहाँ थोड़ा आके.
What I mean to say is even
No,
after
I
that
understand.
end में spiritual fitness चाहिए ही so that I could realize that nothing is permanent.
So I want a fulfillment in all aspects of my life, and
End में bliss होना है.
so I want realization and a fulfillment in all aspects of my life. Very good. Very good.
I want to know about like it's like confusing how to know like what's me, what's not me,
Okay.
what's
I put a malware inside your head. If without this malware, you would have asked for some nice toy or some nice car, maybe Paris travel. क्या फंस गई यहाँ पे? Me, not me. Are you sure you want that? Okay, very good. So what is that? Can you rephrase the question?
I want to know like everything that you learn in this class.
You want to know everything that you learn in this class. Okay, so you want my brain basically. Okay, very good. Anybody online? Kavin? Kalpataru Day, special day. And don't underestimate Kalpataru Day, okay?
Coming and going, being the witness Guruji, it's coming and going all the time. So I want to burn the core and stay forever.
Come back.
Be the witness. Yeah, not come back. Yeah.
Okay, fine. Who is coming and going?
Appearances come and go, Guruji. Those appearances.
Let it come.
During contemplation, there is nothing.
The problem if they don't go, no?
Yeah, they're going.
If they don't go, if they're coming and going, what is the problem? So I didn't understand your problem.
I am identifying with the appearances more often. During contemplation or Nitidhyasa with you, Shravana, Manana, that time there is clarity.
Arey Baba, the identifying also is permanent. Is it also coming and going?
It's coming and going.
Then what is your problem?
I don't want that to come.
Identifying it with permanently, it's a problem. Your identification with that also is coming and going, no?
Yeah, I don't want it to come.
That is the problem. That is the problem. I don't want it to come. Who's saying that?
Impressions.
That's the problem. There is no problem in life. Please understand. In reality, in life, you won't agree. Life in reality, there is no problem. Absolutely no problem. It is only the wrong thinking that is a problem.
Question here actually.
Yes. Yes.
Sorry for
no. This session is not a monologue. It is discussion. So yes.
No, you said there are no problems in life.
Yeah.
If I stand for 2 minutes out and there is a problem of cold, I cannot bear it. Even if I say I am not the body,
yeah,
I will have that experience of coldness.
Yeah.
So one side of me thinks that I'm not body, and another side of me thinks that this is cold, I'm not able to bear it.
Yeah.
So the dvandva, the duality is there itself.
So what did I tell? I told there are no problems in life. The problem in life is wrong thinking.
No, my question was.
I got the question.
No, but my point is, why to reject that also?
क्या reject क्या?
I am body. Why I necessarily reject it? कि मैं body नहीं हूँ. जो pain है वो भी real है, जो bliss है वो भी real है. Everything is real. You're getting my doubt.
So the spiritual teaching is not to reject the body. Is to realize that I am not the body. Just because I am not.
I am not the body is rejecting, right? I am not the body. तो फिर वो reject क्यों करना है? It is also real. This is also real. That is also real. Just because I don't understand and see the dimensions yet.
Yeah.
अभी मैं 3 dimension में फंसा हूँ, like an spider. Maybe somebody will pull me for another 7, 11, whatever dimensions are there.
Yeah.
I will see that. That is also real, I'm saying.
Sure.
But my 3 dimension is also real, is what I'm saying.
So, Sarvam Kaludam Brahma, where the body is also understood as Brahman. The body is also Brahman. Correct. But the problem in ignorance, what happens is, I am body becomes a reality, only reality. Okay, and the body goes to changes. Okay, so I'll tell you, I'll explain this in the example of Totapuri and Ramakrishna, Ramakrishna's master, what happened with the I am the body. So this in the self-realization is not rejecting of the body, it is discrimination. Discrimination is not rejection. Like a scientist knows this is H2O. He knows poison is also H2O. Just because both are H2O, he doesn't drink the poison. Right? Essentially, whatever this is, he knows poison is also that. Will he drink the poison? Right? The wisdom is everything is Brahman, but just because everything is H2O, you won't drink poison. You understand? Just because the body is also Brahman, you won't give it the position of me. You understand? So you understand Sarvam Khalvidam Brahma, but you don't anchor yourself in I am the body.
So if I'm able to keep a balance between things about it.
No, you have, it's a discrimination, it's not balance. What is me? What is an appearance? Another thing is the body. What is the problem of being rooted in the body?
Physical attributes.
There is a philosophical system called Charuvaka. You have heard of it?
Yes.
In Charuvaka philosophy, body is the there's a phrase that they popularly use where they give importance to the body. What happens if you give importance to the body? What happens when you're rooted in the body? One example is the moment that principle is applied to the world. Take the example of women. You think of women only as flesh, body, right? You objectify them. Typically, that's what happens in society. Now, same thing apply to yourself. When you are rooted in the body, something that's so dynamic, so changing, obviously it will cause suffering because you identify something which is so fluctuating. So I give the example of fan. In Ireland, you don't have fans. I don't know if the example will work. In India, we have fans. It has 3 hands. Okay, in the moving fan, if you try to put a finger, what will happen? It'll hurt. It'll cut. The body is constantly changing, moving like a fan. You try to hold that, what will happen? That's all. That's why I told. It's the spiritual teaching is about you. Ultimately, what do you want? When you say I want peace, that means you're telling I don't want hurt. Your statement I want peace is there's a subtext which is unspoken, that I don't want suffering. That I don't want suffering happens when you stop identifying the body. All the problems are wrong thinking and wrong identification with the body. Ultimately, it's the body. Is it clear? What is clear? Can you repeat the answer to the question?
So I have to realize that though I'm a body, I'm not rooted into it.
No, I am not the body. I'm consciousness.
Yes.
I use the body. Body is the hardware. Okay, think of it like a AI. There's an AI. The AI is on the cloud. Where is it? It's on the cloud. It's in the internet cloud. Now the AI, which is supreme intelligence, gets localized into this Mac. Then it is in trouble, no? It depends on the power in this Mac. It depends on the working of the function of the fan in this Mac. The moment something goes, then you're telling that AI will get destroyed. It's not true. It can unplug from the system, plug from another system. You understand? That is what you are. Your consciousness. And that's what practically you are, which Krishna tells in the Gita. Vyasamsi jiranani yata vihaya navani granati naroparani. You'll use the body for some time, like a cloth. After you throw the cloth, when it gets old, you'll take another cloth. It's a dress. Why so much so much glorification for the dress? One day today, okay, sitna sundar hu main, very nice. One day you'll buy the dress. Wow, such a nice dress. You'll wear it to the party. After that, you'll throw it. Same thing you do with the body also. You'll use the body and you'll throw the body. But to think I'm the body is the issue. Is that answer closed? Kavin? Okay. Biplav ji? It's gone to Samadhi. Suman and
Yes, sort of. So, I don't have any ask,
any ask.
Guruji.
आपका टिकट बीवी को दे दीजिए, एक्स्ट्रा टिकट उनको.
So I don't have any ask. Yeah, the ticket is open for all. Anybody can have that. Earlier, I used to have so many wants, but now I don't have because I have realized that everything is there and everything I have got. You know,
Okay, very good.
I don't have to ask for anything.
Very good.
I don't have to ask for anything. So I right now, honestly speaking, I don't buy for anything.
Very nice. Mithali ji, are you in the same boat or different boat?
हरिओम गुरु जी, नहीं मैं भी उन्हीं के बोट में हूँ. बहुत ज्यादा मतलब मेरे पास कोई आंसर ही नहीं कि मुझे क्या चाहिए. आई डोंट नो, रियली डोंट नो. Quite okay, quite peaceful.
So I'll tell you the Ramakrishna's case. Sri Ramakrishna Paramahansa, if is there any being on the planet who made God realization simple day to day, it's Sri Ramakrishna Paramahansa. When everybody's talking very hi-fi stuff, complicated shlokas and those things, here is a master who speaks very simple language. Okay, nothing complex at all. And with him, God is not a concept. God is like as real as you and me. Okay, somebody sitting with Ramakrishna, for him, the person who is interacting with, he can feel God. Okay, he's saying, I can see Mother Kali is sitting is here. And it's not a hallucination. Mother Kali is sitting. You can't see her? Okay, then the person will tell, oh, I can't see her. Then see her, she's there. She's able to see you. Then in his presence, they're able to experience the divine. Nothing required. Somebody just, no, they didn't do anything. They just met the master. And what master? Such a master who is at the peak of all spiritual realization. Okay. So Sri Ramakrishna, the first time when he had a darshan of Mother Kali, he used to cry. He used to cry for the darshan. He wants to see God. Okay. He wants to see like in the physical form. Why? Because he's so pure. He's like a child. And his name is Gadadhar. His name is Gadadhar. Right? His parents were pious people. They had a blessing of Lord Shiva. And Lord Shiva blessed the mother, telling her, I will take birth. And he's an avatar. He's not ordinary. There's two births. There's the birth of the Jiva, then the birth of the Paramatma. It is Paramatma takes a human form. Why? During that time, during Ramakrishna's time, India, it was 19th century. 19th century, 1816 or 1815. 1800s, that time, India was in a very, very bad shape. We are talking about a malware in the individual. There was malware at the society level, where India was under the British rule. And at that time, Sepoy Mutiny was starting. And you please understand, the whole country's strength is destroyed. The Gurukuls are destroyed. The education system is destroyed. Its understanding of its own roots are destroyed. What is the program of the Indians? That we are slaves. We are inferior. Okay? The whole country is under that nasha, that intoxication, that we are inferior. And so much so that even today it lasts. Even today, suddenly you feel that power. So, and it's a very difficult situation. Not only that, one is you are not able to grow because somebody else is ruling your land. and you feel you deserve to be ruled, okay, you feel you deserve to be a slave, then you feel you've lost all the connection with your heritage, your culture, your superpower. India was a superpower, okay, from first century till the 17th century. India was the richest country in the world, okay, and the British, by the time they were left, they had taken 45 trillion worth of today's money at that time. So your financial strength is removed, your spiritual strength is removed, everything is removed, you're practically stripped, okay, completely stripped. And there's famine, they created famines, they created orchestrated many things to keep the country as slave. In such a situation, but the only thing that they forgot was there is a deep belief which overpowers any disempowering belief that you put. What is that belief? There's a big belief in India that God will come. God will take a human form. And that's what we have avatars, right? No matter what you take away, that belief is so deep rooted in the Indian mindset that God will come and save me. And that pulls the divine. So that what Sri Ramakrishna Paramahamsa was born to uplift and bring the courage and the faith back into the human society, that you can realize God, you can see God, you can experience God, and practically because of his work, his presence, and Swami Vivekananda's work, if you go through the freedom fighters, their lives, they will all derive strength from Swami Vivekananda, who is a disciple of Ramakrishna. So without Sri Ramakrishna, we'd still be in slavery. God had to come and uplift us. So he's born and he has divine experiences. He goes through samadhi, spontaneous samadhi. Then he becomes a purohit in Dakshineshwar temple, in Kali temple. Then he prays to the mother. He cries, I want to see God. Then Mother Kali appears in front of him. You know what is the first thing he asks? She asks him. Typically when God comes, God asks, what do you want? Okay. So she asks him, what do you want? What do you think he told?
Maybe you want to stay with her. You want her appearance all the time.
So he said, whenever I call, you should come. That is what I want. So it's like telling God, what do you want? I want $1 billion. No. Whenever I ask $1 billion, you should get. There's a difference, right? He's teaching you how to ask. You're asking peace and all this. Whenever I want, whatever I want, I should get. So he's asked, whenever I call you, you should come. And whatever I feed you, you should eat. Whenever I offer you something, you should eat it. Okay. Now we offer Naivedyam. You've heard Naivedyam, right? Does the God eat? Who eats the Naivedyam?
You just offer and
you'll do like this, and you will only eat it. But in Ramakrishna's case, he's such a pure being. He doesn't understand. I eating the Naivedyam of God. God only has to eat. I don't care how. Logic, no constraint of logic. How is this possible? All that. For him, why can't God come? God can come. The Lord created the whole universe. Can't he take another form and come and eat my offering? That is the heart of Sri Ramakrishna. Then Mother Kali comes. So God becomes a devotee of a devotee. In the pure bhakti, the Bhagavan becomes your servant. What you tell, Bhagavan will do. Two ways of living. One, you can live as a beggar of Bhagavan. Oh God, give me this, give me this, give me this. Okay. Or you can make Bhagwan your PA. And Bhagwan will become your PA when you are overflowing with bhakti. And what is bhakti? When you read the life of Ramakrishna, you'll come to know what is bhakti. Okay. Then he met many masters. One master he met, a woman yogini. She was a tantric teacher, Bhairavi. In Tantra, there are 64 ways of realizing God. Okay. It takes many lifetimes to master one method. The 64 methods. It takes years, decades, lifetimes to master one. To have siddhi in one. Okay. Like there's any subject, like neuroscience or mathematics or anything. Practically, you have to give your whole life to it if you want to achieve something significant, right? You have to give your everything to it in any mundane subject. Now, these tantric subjects are more advanced. They're more subtle. They take, to get siddhi in that, it's unimaginable. Okay. And Ramakrishna Paramahansa, it used to take him 1 or 2 days. And around 60 to 100 days, he finished all 64, mastered it, not just finished it. He mastered, and he was like, he had siddhi in all of them. He realized God in all the 64 pathways. He realized God through Vedic tradition. He realized God through Tantric tradition, through Christian tradition, through Islam tradition. So whatever path if somebody told him, hey, this is a way to realize God, this master, he's told like this, he would give himself to that. Okay. And when he gives himself, how he gives himself, somebody told him he met a Vaishnava. So the Vaishnava was told, you can realize Krishna. Oh yes, I want to realize Krishna. Then for the Krishna, you have to have bhakti like the Gopikas. Then immediately he started wearing sari. He forgot, I'm not a man, I'm a woman, I'm Gopi. Okay. For God, he's able to unplug from any belief. What is a man? It's just a body. Okay, I'm woman. When he believed he's a woman, his body changed to a woman. He started growing breasts. Okay. Then, okay, you think, okay, that's the breasts grow even for men, right? He started having menstrual cycles. That deep belief that I'm a woman created physiological change in his body to realize Krishna. And then he's wearing sari and he's Krishna, Krishna, Krishna. Then he wanted to realize Rama. Now to realize Rama, who is Rama? Rama's Bhakta.
Shabri.
Shabri and Hanuman. He took popularly Hanuman. Shabri is still unknown. Okay. So Hanuman, he used to go and sit in the tree. If he's Hanuman, he's a monkey. He has to go and sit in the tree. Then his body, it grew a 3-inch tail. ये सब हो सकता है? Kathy ji, you understand? It's the power of belief. And he realized Rama. So like this, he went through various experiences. And finally, any question?
No, it's because one time I had a dream where I had a tail and I was like jumping from chandeliers.
Okay. That in the waking state also you're a monkey, that's why. Waking state also you jump up and down?
Not really.
Not really. Okay. So such was Sri Ramakrishna. When he speaks about God, it's not theory. When he speaks about God,
experience.
It is like how you see me. For him, it's like that. Okay. That is called bhakti. And the bhakti is because of bhava. You understand? Is it possible? Yes. If you have the right bhava, you will get the right darshan. And then Sri Ramakrishna met his master, Sadguru, Totapuri, who gave him Vedanta Gnana. That I'll take up later. But I was just trying to tell you his pure-heartedness, what it means to be pure heart. A pure heart simply means that internally you have no conflicting beliefs. God will come to see me, God will come to see me, that's all. There's no how, when will it happen, no doubt. So much so that he wants to see Kali, and he told Kali is not coming. Where is she? She's getting late. I'm calling her, she's not coming. Then he'll not wait. I cannot wait. Because for him, Kali means breath, like breath. Like if you hold your breath, how long can you hold it? You can't. 3 minutes. After you can't hold it. Like that, it's 3 minutes. Kali cannot come. He cannot live. So he takes a sword and he puts it to his neck. He tells Mother Kali, he blackmails God.
Tantric, forcing God to do.
He'll blackmail God. Can you think of blackmailing God? Okay, he'll tell God, if you don't come, I will cut my head. So it's like the child telling the mother will come. You'll not go if the child tells. So the mother immediately comes. But there's a difference. If you try to do that with a knife, then you yourself know that you will not go through.
Our intention.
You yourself will go, no, it's just spoof. You will not really cut it. But in his case, he will cut it. Because a life without God is not worth living for him. His life is only about God. That is why somebody went and told him. So all people are asking Brahman, no? Somebody went and told, I want Brahman. I want to see God like you. So at that time he was doing the morning prayer, Arghya. So he took that person, please come with me, and he put his face into the water. And that person is gasping for breath. Then he took him out. Then he's telling, I asked you for God, what are you doing? Trying to kill me. Ramakrishna told, the day when you want God as much you wanted breath inside the water, then you come to me. Okay. Right now you are asking for God is okay, some curiosity. The day when you cannot live anymore, that I want Bhagwan. Without Bhagwan, I cannot live. Then Lord will bless you. So such was Sri Ramakrishna. And today, and one day on January 1st, 1886, that day his sannyasins were not there. Swami Vivekananda, his sannyasi disciple, many other sannyasi disciples were not there. Only grihasthas were there. Only people who had family, grihasthas were there. That day, when he was outside, he had a close disciple called Girish. He asked Girish, who do you think I am? The Girish told, you are an avatar. Okay? You are not a human being. You are divine incarnation. So Ramakrishna immediately went into a trance and he took the form of Kalpataru. Kalpataru means, see, please understand, the whole world that you see is not physical. That physical world is what we learn from Newton science. There's a Newtonian science which tells everything is physical, solid. Okay. The modern science is quantum science. The world is not physical, it is quantum. Quantum means it is a field. Field of what? Field of quantum particle. Now the quantum particle, the beauty of quantum particle is, it can either be a wave or a particle. It is full of possibilities. So in the quantum realm, there can be one particle in one place, and the same particle can exist light years away. Same particle, parallelly. Okay, and both are interconnected. Entanglement. And there's a principle of entanglement which tells all the particles are interconnected. So that means one, if you spin, the other will get affected, which is light years away. Then there is a superposition. They're always in a superposition, meaning they're either a wave or a particle. That means they either exist or don't exist simultaneously. That means we live in a world of all possibilities. That is called Ishvara or Ishwari or Shakti. That is called Divine Mother. And the Divine Mother is everything. According to science, everything is energy. And that energy is wave and particle. It is full of possibilities. Is this possible in the energy? Yes, it is possible. Why not? Can a God come? Yes, it can come. Can I see God now? Yes, of course you can see. Can I become a billionaire? Of course you can become. Anything is possible. There is no limitation. And that field of no limitation is called Ishvara. It's called God. You understand? What is God? God is a field of all possibilities. Okay. Brahman is in whom that appears. Brahman is beyond that. Brahman is Parabrahman, is beyond that. There is no perception possible. You understand? Which is what you are. But when you're embodied, you operate in a field of possibilities. You don't operate in a field of predictability. So there's a world of predictability, which is Newtonian science, where it says if you drop the apple, it will fall down. Or there's an apple here. In the Newtonian science, if you drop the apple, it will fall. In the quantum science, in the quantum field world, the apple can go like that. Or the apple can disappear here and it can appear there. Or there. You understand? That's called Ishvara. So which world do you live in? The misery is in the world of predictability. You are stuck. Your life is stuck. You feel stuck, you're in the... And the karma is where, in which world? Predictable world. If I do this, this will come to me. That is a predictable world. That's why astrology can predict what is going to happen to you, because it's karma. It operates in the realm of predictability. In the realm of Ishvara, it's called grace.
Anything can happen.
In grace, the spider will pull you out. In grace, it doesn't matter how you got here or where you were, what is your past, who are you, nothing. The grace can uplift you. You understand? That's what Sri Ramakrishna did. It doesn't matter who Narendranath is. He becomes Vivekananda. So today's session is about Ishvara. So Ramakrishna Paramahamsa took the Ishwari Bhava. Okay, he at that moment took the Ishwari Bhava called Kalpa Vriksha, Kalpataru. And whoever were there, he touched them. And people, depending on where they were, went through various experiences. But their life got altered. And they had the experience of divine and they realized their self. And this was what? Recently, a couple of 100 years ago. Yeah. I'm not talking about thousands of years ago, some rishi, some person in the Himalayas. No. In the worst condition of the country was, okay, in slavery, in misery, there's this innocent being, uneducated, only knows the language of bhakti. And he experienced the peak of all traditions, all of them. People tell this is only path. Yes, let me do everything. Dekh lenge, and saw everything. And he realized God in all ways. And ultimately he realized Parabrahman through his master Totapuri and created one nuclear weapon called Swami Vivekananda. Okay. And who took his teaching and his message to the world. And even today, and Swami Vivekananda also didn't talk too much. Just few words. Arise, awake, stop not until your goal is reached. Okay, that's all he told. And that was enough to awaken the whole country. And that's not who's telling it? That's not a person telling it. I can also tell that. Nobody will arise. You'll be sleeping in this weather. Oh, sir, what is it, Guruji? 8 degrees is there. You're asking me to arise and awake. Sleep. Okay. But Swami Vivekananda tells it. It's not Swami Vivekananda telling it. It is Sri Ramakrishna telling it. And when Ramakrishna is telling it, it's not Sri Ramakrishna telling it. It is Bhagavan himself telling it. It is Ishvara telling it. And that is Ramakrishna. So, Sheshari Sumanji, क्या चाहिए आपको? So such a day is today. Is what I'm trying to tell.
I have one wish, Guruji. That is, I am teaching some Bhagavad Gita and giving seva and things like that. But there are some disempowering beliefs making me doubt. So I just want to build my confidence and carry on with my whatever. I want to be closer to Krishna.
Okay, so again, I was telling Spannaji has the same thing, no? In drop my disempowering belief and what is that? To do something. So, what do you want to do? You want to drop a disempowering belief, or what is more important is the work?
I want to do the work, but in the path, whatever at the moment I'm seeing them as something hindering or doubting, I just want them to be gone so that my path is more smoother and more solid.
Okay, very good. Sheshariji?
Guruji, the wish is everyone in this world become seekers instead of believers. Seek and realize the true nature.
Okay, very good. Prasadji?
So just an addition to that is, it would be great if I can get, become financially independent and contribute towards this cause.
Sure. Very good. Prasadji?
No desires, Guruji. I think your grace is always there already.
Rashmi?
Guruji, again, if I have to say what I want, then again I will say who is asking, who's thinking what really should I want. So at this point of time, I don't I don't have anything. I don't need anything. So I mean that's where I am.
There's a huge mistake. First, I should not teach Atmana. First, I should do this and then Atmana. First Shakti and then Shiva. Now, ulta I'm doing. That's why it's a problem. After giving Shiva, I'm asking everybody what you want. Everybody's saying, no, I don't want anything because I have Shiva. Okay, Beena?
Guruji, peace and stability. Like,
Is stability synonymous to husband?
no, no. Mentally, I'm at peace, like in the past few years, at a much more peaceful place. But I think, as even though I keep saying that I'm not the body, I'm not, but the sufferings of the body do affect me because I shared with you that I had met with an accident, and just when I thought, okay, I've recovered and I'm in a better place, but the same leg got injured again, and again I had to undergo a surgery. So that did affect me a lot. That I was bedridden for quite some time.
Okay. So it's healing. Okay.
Yeah. So uh, even though I keep feeling, I mean, I keep saying to myself that I'm not the body, but the ailments of the body do affect me as an individual.
Okay. Okay. Everybody done? Anybody else? Anything to add, change? Shall we go to the next step? Or the first step? So first step is, this was preceding the first step. What is? Understanding where I am. Now the first step is, I told you we need to move from thought to feeling. Because any problem cannot be solved in the realm of the problem. Any problem you have, some problem you have, I have some problem of, let's say, health. It cannot be solved in that realm. I have to go out of that realm. I have to go to a healthcare center, which is out of that realm to get the solution. I have to get a doctor. That applies for any problem in life. There's a problem, society, finances, whatever. I always need a intervention or go outside the problem to get the solution. Okay. So the problem is in thought, layer of thought. The solution cannot be there. The solution should be beyond that. And beyond that is in feeling. Now, no theory will help. The only thing that will help is you have to change your state of your nervous system to make it calmer. You understand? Why you're getting thoughts? It's because your brain is functioning like that. Okay? Now you have to calm. Brain is the physical nervous system. Okay, the brain is part of the physical nervous. The physical nervous system has to be calmed down, pulled back into feeling. So the first step is the step of breath. So we'll do a pranayama called Sushumna pranayama. Okay, or it's also called Kundalini pranayama. The importance and significance of that I'll explain. First practical, then theory. Okay? We will go through that, experience it, and then understand what it did. You understand? So what we're trying to do is we are trying to calm our nervous system, move away from thought, which is unnecessary. You're getting some. How many thoughts are you getting now? You're getting thoughts. I'm sitting here. What is happening to my husband? What is my child? This fellow is not telling me the answer to my question. Right? When is the lunch? Oh, I wonder what Pannaji has prepared for lunch. Thoughts are happening. Shamitra. So, is it necessary? Can you stop it?
No. We should give importance to them.
Can you switch it off?
Yes.
Okay, switch it off. Stop. Now it's not coming. It doesn't come again.
If I want, I can bring it back.
You can bring it back. So the nervous system has to naturally calm down. And there's an effortless process of that. And all of these processes that I'm talking about, right? Another approach of Ramakrishna is effortless path. Realization, God realization should not be strain. It should not become another stress in head. Another problem. Already I have family, I have money. One more problem, God's problem. I have to take care of God also now. Usko kaun khana khilayega? And he has to come and eat. Because he came and ate for Ramakrishna, now I have pressure. Oh, if God doesn't come and eat my laddu, I don't have bhakti. It's added so much stress. Okay. Until I heard the story of Ramakrishna, I was peaceful. Okay, I would do some naivedya, I would eat it. Now there's added pressure. If I offer laddu, God has to eat. If he doesn't eat, then I don't have bhakti like Ramakrishna. Then I'm a sinner. Oh, then there's no hope for me. Again, I'm down. First, I was at least peaceful. Now another layer of problem. Okay, no. Ramakrishna's path is effortless path. No strain. Whatever you do it effortlessly. When it's effortless, it is not sadhana. When it's effortless, it is siddhi.
One question.
Yeah.
You're saying about Ramakrishna Paramahansa effortlessly doing things. But to come to that stage, he had to go through so many things which we are not accounting, right? So for that to reach to that state where you can do effortless bhakti or whatever approach, you have to prepare yourself in stages, right? It cannot come all of a sudden. I say, okay, I follow from tomorrow Ramakrishna Paramahansa.
Yeah.
I can do effortless and it doesn't help me.
Is that reality or belief?
It is a reality.
So,
for example, if I want to, the same example, if I want to go to India, I have to take a step to do something.
Yeah.
I can't say here sitting, I will go to India, I reach to India, right?
Sure, fine. Taking the step is fine. My only thing, when I say effortless, it's not about taking that step. It is about walking to India. It is taking the wrong step. Yeah. So somebody have you heard this thing called do not reinvent the wheel? Right? What is the meaning of that? Somebody's already done the struggle.
It was fun.
Somebody's done. That person is passing on. That is what a guru shishya parampara is supposed to be.
No, my question is basically, so the way maybe Ramakrishna Paramahansa was able to effortlessly call, it won't equivalent apply on
It
us
will.
actually.
It will. That's what I'm trying to say.
But he reached to that state after so much of years of sadhana.
So you don't have to reinvent the wheel because you can leverage his wisdom.
You can start from where he has.
So you can switch on the light.
Part of Guru.
You want light, right? You can switch on the light. You don't have to tell, oh, I will not switch on the light until I do all the experiment that Thomas Alva Edison did.
Correct.
I will. How many times he failed?
More than 100 times.
Not 100. I think thousands of times. 10,000 times or something he failed. That's where the 10,000 rule came in.
Yes.
So so you're trying to tell me I will not have light in my house until I fail 10,000 times, and then I also get a eureka moment, and then I find the light?
No, but I am paying the cost for that light, right? So somewhere my energies are being manipulated to pay the price to get the light.
Arey
right?
Baba, you have already paid the price through your
No,
suffering in life.
What I'm trying to say is you can't get something without doing something.
No, that's
if
not.
I think I can just follow somebody's path because he did that, but we are not accounting the amount of efforts he took to reach that.
So I tell you, when Swami Vivekananda, Narendranath met Ramakrishna, Narendra was a rebel.
Correct.
He had zero ecstasy in his life. He's very intellectual. He's very, very intellectual person, full of analyzing tarka and all this, very good at tarka. And no bhakti, zero bhakti. Okay. Then he met Ramakrishna. What people don't know is when he touched Ramakrishna, he started crying. Sorry, when Ramakrishna touched Swami Vivekananda, he had the experience of the divine, non-duality, non-dual reality, and there were tears in his eyes. Okay. Then there was a book there. So Swami Vivekananda asked, how is this possible? Okay. I have no background. How did I leap? It's called a leap. It's not step. It's a leap. Leap in consciousness. How did I get the leap? Because I thought like there's a journey, right? There was no journey. Before he started the journey ended, right? So there was a book there. It's called Rivers of India in Bengali, Rivers of India. So Ramakrishna told Narendranath, I want to drink a glass of water. Can you please squeeze that book and get me a glass of water? Have you heard the story? Right? Can you please squeeze the book and get me is it possible? Rivers of India, which talks about all the rivers. Ganga, Yamuna, you squeeze that, will you get a glass of water? No. But the one who's sitting in front of you is living Ganga. Ramakrishna is living Ganga. Then he touches him, he gets purified immediately. So any path that you think of that I need to cross over, it's like trying to squeeze the book. Okay, that's why I told no sadhana, no action will get you that result. Because na karma, it's not a result of action. It is a result of grace. Now, if your question is, in my conscious mind, I don't know, I have not done anything to receive it, is a thought. But you don't know about your subconscious mind. Okay, I told you about the quantum realm, right? Your life is not only conscious mind. There is so much in your subconscious mind that you don't know, which has a record of your past lives, right? Now, who's to tell what is there in that record? So are you trying to tell me until consciously I know of my deservative action, whatever has got me to this point that I deserve it, until I know it consciously, this should not happen? Then that's not how life works, no? You get something in life because of your prarabdha. That is called, have you heard the word called luck? What is luck in Sanskrit?
Adrushta.
Adrishta. You know what is adrishta?
It cannot be
seen. It cannot be seen means it's already there, but you cannot see it. So Swami Vivekananda can leap. Why? One is because of the presence of the master, and the master will transmit his energy. Two, what is there in his past is adrishta for him. That event might seem as, oh, I got lottery, but it's not lottery. It's not overnight success. He has already put effort that has got him to come to a master, and he's getting the wisdom. So definitely without effort, without that struggling, suffering all those lifetime, doing all that circus, you will not come to a master. But when you come to a master, journey ends. Please understand. When you come to a master like Ramakrishna or anybody, any guru, meeting a guru means that guru will end your journey. He will not start your journey. People think if I go to a guru, my spiritual journey will start. No. My spiritual journey will end because I will leap to the end.
No, my question is basically, or other, let's say the confusion here is, Ramakrishna Paramahans were able to manifest Ma Kali in front of him depending on his bhakti bhav and his whatever. And you said that he was an Avatari Purusha himself. Swami Vivekananda may not be an Avatari Purush in the context of what we are speaking, but he couldn't manifest the Kali as Paramahans could have done that, right? So what I'm asking is, or my confusion once again is, he was an Avatari Purush, hence he attained that Siddhi.
Sure.
He can help me give a path or direction.
Correct.
But I have to take my steps on that path. Right? That's my basically I'm trying to say that karma, law of karma, basically.
Yeah. So that basically what you're trying to tell is you're talking about the field of Newton. I'm talking about the quantum field. In the quantum field, I got a question. Question is, there is no escaping what I have to do. Correct. My personal listening.
Yeah.
That the answer to the question is, there is no amount of your personal work will get you there. No amount of your personal action will lead you to God. That's why I told you, started the sentence, na karmana. No action. See, tell me, what will you do to get that? It's only the only thing that you can do is receive it. That is you're a passive partner. The Lord is the active partner. It is a path of surrender. Nothing else can be done. If you tell, okay, and the guru will initiate or grace or transmit the wisdom, now I will do something, I will find it. The guru's job is to end the ignorance. That moment you realize you are that. Why are you still holding on to the itch that I have to do something? It's a kujli, it's an itch that you have to scratch. Right? I have to do something. What can you do? Tell me.
No, but I mean, that's all fine. But without doing anything, nothing will happen also. That is also very true, right? I keep on saying that I have full of bhakti bhav, everything, and go into quantum realm, whatever you say, but it won't make me realize the God element, right? So either I'm lacking in my bhav, or I'm not doing an action appropriately.
No.
And then I can again come back to the circle saying that this is a program.
You are only missing the right teaching, that's all. The gap at any point of time, I have not realized, the gap is not in action. The gap is not in bhakti. The gap is not in any other parameter. The only parameter is dialogue. The dialogue is grace. Okay. So in the Ramakrishna's case, there was a dialogue. Of course, there was a dialogue. He used to tell stories and teaching and all that. Apart from that, he also did Shaktipat. So which is the third step. I was getting to that. So there's a third part. The first part is breath. The second part I'll take you through is bhav. The third part I'll take you through is Shaktipat. So whatever Ramakrishna did, you will go through today. Okay. We will start with the first step first. Your question, keep it, okay? The question is, without doing, how can I get it? That is the third part where you just receive it, where you're not doing, where you're passive. But first, to get to that, this whole thinking, you have to move away from this thinking to being, to tranquility. Shall we do that? First step. Is everybody okay? You want to take a break? Or you want to take a break? Now. Take a 5-minute break. Then we will start with the process of breath, pranayama. Then I'll take you through bhava samadhi. And then at the end of the session, there'll be Shaktipat, which is transmission of the energy. I'll tell you how the Shakti operates. We'll come back in 5 minutes. Sumitra, is it clear?
I still have many doubts.
Many doubts.
I'll ask you separate and not wait.
Yeah, no problem. See, at some point of time, you have to come out of thinking.
Yeah, feeling, yeah.
Thinking won't, it will not take you anywhere. All the thinking will help in world. और पैसे कैसे बनाओ, ये कैसे बनाओ, वो कैसे बनाओ. भगवान के लिए you have to drop thinking. That part is called surrender.
गुरुजी कॉफी
नहीं, अभी के लिए नहीं. Online, everybody clear? Any doubts?
No doubt, Guruji.
Yeah, that's good. No problem. Later.
No.
Yeah.
Can we convince some other person to do
So this discussion is going on. So Kathy, spirituality is clear.
Yes, kind of. I should have met you before, like 10 years back, before I met my husband. Life would have been really easy.
No, this whatever is happening is perfect. If you had met me, you would not have understood what I was telling that time. वो cook होना है ना, पकना है ना.
No. In a form that good and stuff, I feel like I'm done now. I need a break. I need to concentrate on myself. But it's not happening.
Yeah.
Can't deny.
Pratik, Neha's missing all of this.
Yeah, Kian was not ready.
Okay. But you got the car?
No, I won't.
Oh, you walked. Okay. But she can drive, no?
She's still learning.
No.
Oh, she's not. But she can come till here. No,
she won't.
She can't. Okay.
Not very confident.
Okay. So Mohan and Vijayta are coming. She can probably come with them.
Okay. I'll ask her.
Yeah. At least towards the end, if she can come.
Yes.
Or...
So what time should I tell her?
Yeah, so we'll ping Mohan. That time I'll tell you. We can so tell her. So with them, she can come. Yeah. So Prasadji and Shesharji, if you're there, 12th we'll be there. We'll come to Bristol, and from Bristol we'll come to Reading. 13th and 14th we'll, if there are people interested, we'll have a session. 15th I'll leave again to London.
Okay. So 13th, 14th. So Guruji, 13th you will be coming to Reading then.
Yeah, 12th will be coming. 12th I'll be staying in my cousin's house there. He also stays in Reading, Praveen Anta. And yeah, 12th and of course I'll spend most time with you guys. And 12th and 13th, if you're available, that is, if based of course you're not available and all that, you can figure out how you want to participate, and then we'll have a session. I heard Pallavi ji has booked some hall.
Yes, good. We're making some arrangements, so we're trying to kind of gather the number of people. Pallavi has just joined. That's what here.
Hari Om, Pallavi ji. Yeah, so I'll share that. I'll make a post like how I made for this session, no? Something that you can circulate, and then we can RSVP on that.
Yeah.
They can RSVP to Pallavi ji's number, and that time we'll come to know head count. But again, I'll ask you not to take too much. Don't take any strain on yourself.
No,
even if it's not happening, we can do it locally in either Praveen's house or just in our smaller gathering. Also, it's fine.
Yeah. No, 13th and 14th, isn't it, Guruji?
Sorry.
Saturday and Sunday, isn't it? 13th and 14th.
So we'll be there from 12th to 15th. 13th, because I think people can't come on a weekday. 13th, and anyway, Monday is a festival, no?
Yes, yes.
13th and 14th will have the sessions.
Yeah, I think one of the days we have this one. We have we have 13th. I think we'll have this in, but 14th we'll do it at our home, Guruji.
So 13th, what we'll do is I'll do Atma Darshana session. So if some people are there, I'll whatever I did for you in 9 months, no, I'll just do that in one day. Take the core prakriyas and have that discussion. And based on how that goes, next day they can follow up on the 14th.
Yeah, sure. Yeah, certainly. And whilst you're here, any other help, let me know, Guruji.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah, collective from Bristol if you want. I can do all of that.
No, so from Bristol, I think we'll take a train or something. Mohan has planned something.
Okay.
Balaji is also suggesting some taxi that we can take.
From Bristol, is it?
From Bristol, I guess. Yeah. Is it true?
From Bristol, it's easier if you take a train.
Train,
we used to live in Bristol, by the way, so
okay.
We know the place. So from Bristol, it is a couple of hours on the train.
Okay. Okay.
Easy to take the train. Taxi will be quite long.
Okay.
Journey. There are plenty of trains actually to Reading.
Okay, so we'll take the train to Reading. And, see you on 13th.
Yeah.
So Pallavi, you're part of the session now? You heard the discussions or you just came now?
No, I just came.
Okay.
When I see her photo of 2019, she's like, I have seen her when she and Kalpataru and Bengaluru. Yeah. Now she's so much better. I'm just waiting for my doctor to be like, oh, it is your daughter. Tell me. Just take her when she's 12. No, we miss their 8 years, 9 years. We miss them now. That time we'll be like, okay, we have to go once in a while. They're getting this knowledge at very young age. Yeah. They won't be confused like us.
Okay, is everybody back?
Video on.
Guruji, from Bristol, if you are coming from the airport, I think it is it's easier to get on the car.
In the cab, is it?
Yeah. But if it is because train station is a bit because
Train station is very
far from the airport.
Okay.
And in an hour and a half to between an hour and a half and depending on the time of the day, etc., you can reach Reading. We have driven to the airport already in Bristol a couple of times, so I know that way.
Okay.
It's and I had driven only taken the car.
Sure. No problem. Yeah. So I'll share the details of the session and then we'll figure out this logistics of how to get there and things like that.
Okay.
Everybody back? Sheshariji, Biplav, Mithali, Rashmi.
Yes, we are already here, Krishnaji.
I'm back as well, Krishnaji.
Okay, so we'll do now something called as Shushumna Pranayama. It's part of Kundalini Yoga. So the key is our nervous system. Okay, whatever we experience, emotions, the nervous system is typically it can be in two states. One, it can be in a fight and flight mode. Okay, the fight and flight mode is like an animal. The deer, it sees the tiger. The deer sees the tiger. The deer is just grazing, eating grass. It sees the tiger, it senses a threat. When it senses a threat, the nervous system switches to a sympathetic nervous system. Okay, it's a fight and flight mode. It gets on. So that time, lot of energy is released in the body. So then the deer will run. Now it's running. It has to either fight the lion or it has to run. So the energy is there, it'll run. It'll run, and when it's outrun the lion or tiger, the predator, the nervous system goes back into what is that, Kevin? What is the other nervous system? Parasympathetic.
Parasympathetic.
Which is, it goes back to calm state. Okay. In sympathetic nervous system, it is in flight and fight mode. A lot of stress hormones are released because now, and lot of functioning of the body, energy from the functioning of the body, like digestion, is not important now because you have to run. The body pulls out the resources from there and puts it to the arms and legs and heart because you have to run now. Okay. Then any other activity like raising a child is happening, or creating is happening, or there's some wound, you don't care, you have to run now. No matter what state your body is in, you have to run. Okay. For that, what is required? The sympathetic nervous system will release. The moment the deer outruns the lion, it goes back into parasympathetic, which is calm nervous system, wherein repair happens, healing happens, creativity happens. Okay. And ideation happens. All this happens. That happens in the deer. With the human being, the human being has a special ability or power called the frontal lobe, this part of the brain. It is 40% of our brain. In no other creature, what makes you human being is this part. The frontal lobe, 40% of the frontal lobe. No other creature has 40% of his brain as frontal lobe. And what this frontal lobe does is, this is the command center. One, it controls all the entire body, all the organs of the body. And this also is your imagination center, your cognition center. Now, in the case of the deer, after the lion goes away, the threat is down, the deer goes back to grazing. The human being, when the threat goes away, you cannot go back to work. The threat will continue psychologically. Okay. The husband is shouting, mother-in-law is shouting, mother-in-law goes away. Okay. But the psychological, again, she'll come back after 2 months. Okay. Again, she'll come back after 3 months. Or the boss will go away. But the boss is gone on site. But from there also he'll call, Zoom call, he'll send me calls at 2 o'clock in the night. Okay. That constant threat, you are only simulating. And it's an uncontrolled simulation. That means you're constantly in a state of fight or flight. And when you're constantly in the state of fight or flight, you're constantly in a state of stress. Physiologically, your body is releasing stress hormone. And stress hormone is called cortisol. Okay? That cortisol, it destroys your body. It destroys your brain. And again, you go into a repeated pattern of negative thought cycle. Okay? Now, like food that you eat, has impact on your thought patterns. Like let's say you eat some sweets, chocolate or something. Immediately, your thoughts become influenced. You get some nice thoughts, happy thoughts, right? Correct? Or you eat bland food for a long time, then you're very irritable, very angry. Okay. So that's why in soldiers who are at the border and stuff, they are kept in very uncomfortable way of living. They're made to wear very, very hot clothes. Okay? They're made to eat food that agitates them, because they need to always constantly be in a state of agitation, because anytime there may be an attack, they need to immediately respond to it. Right? You understand? But you're living like that in society where you're not at war, but you're constantly at war. So, like how the food impacts your thought pattern, this whole hormones that is getting released in the body is constantly impacting your thought. So it's not your fault. Whose fault is it? Food and your that frontal lobe that is imagining all the situations. Now you need to calm that down. You need to move from fight and flight to creative, serene, parasympathetic nervous system. And in the tradition of Indian spirituality, this is the one of the highest practices. It's called Sushumna Pranayama. So the process is, you have to, the key is the spine. Spinal cord is where you have to keep your attention. We move the breath now in the spine. From the bottom of the spine, when you breathe in, the breath, you visualize the breath moving up and it reaches the top of the head, Agna and Sahasrara. And when you breathe out, the breath moves from the Agna Sahasrara to the bottom of the spine. Is it clear? So when you breathe in slowly, gently, and typically your attention is always in the front of the body. You have to reverse that. To reverse the energy flow, you have to reverse your attention. Your attention is always front of the body. That's why your mirror, you'll always see the front of the body. You're always on the front. Mera chehra kaisa hai, mera baal kaisa hai, mera dress kaisa hai, right? But the key is back of the body, which is the spine. So you have to take back your attention to the spine. So become aware of the spine, and from the bottom of the spine, we move the energy up to the top of the head and then back. So moving up and down is one round. You clear what is one round? Anushka, what is one round?
You have to move to the top of your head to back.
Yeah, what you have to
That's
move?
fine.
Breath.
Yeah.
So you can visualize it as breath going, or you can visualize it as a small divine light, like sun, moving in your spine. To move from the bottom of your spine, from the base of the spine up, reaches the Agna and Sahasrara. Then there's a pause. Then breathe out again. So breathe in, breathe out. Breathe in, breathe out. Is it clear? So let us start that, and we'll do this for some time. And when I say stop, you can sit silently, just with the awareness of the frontal lobe. Is the process clear to everybody? Okay. So the details of which, what is happening in the body, what is Sushumna, how is the prana moving, the energy, I'll explain in the aftermath of it. Is it clear? Breathe in, pause, breathe out, pause, breathe in, breathe out. Okay. Shall we start that? Sit comfortably. Relax. Let us start the Sushumna Pranayama. Become aware of the spine, spinal cord in the back. As you breathe in, the energy moves from the bottom of the spine to the top of the head. Breathe in slowly, gently. As you breathe out, visualize the energy and the breath moving down from the top of the head at the bottom of the spine. Keep your attention on the spinal cord and the breath or energy moving up as you breathe in and down as you breathe out. Keep your spine straight. As you move the energy up and down in the spine, the nervous system becomes deeply relaxed. Now, rest your awareness in the center of the forehead. It's called the Ajna Chakra, also called as the third eye. Just become aware of the center of the forehead. Just gently rest your awareness there. Become aware of any sensation, vibration, any perception at that point in the center of the forehead. Harihi Om. Shri Gurubhyo Namaha. Harihi Om. Slowly open your eyes. Okay, everybody able to do it? Panaji?
Not, I did it, but like.
Distract, okay.
Hmm.
You able to do it, Pratik?
Yeah, I mean, loads of thoughts were coming.
Okay.
But I was trying to concentrate.
Okay.
I was trying to move my breath from my spine towards the forehead.
Sure.
And in the end, when you said that focus on the forehead, I was trying to do that. Feeling a bit kind of a force here. But yeah.
But does the mind calm down?
Yes.
But Soumitra, you're able to do it? Focused. Nakshi, Kathy, you're able to do it? Mind calms down?
Yes, maybe it's because of your presence. I was able to.
So the key is the spine. In general, like in life, the key is the spine. The spine is the why they say enlightenment is only possible in a human body is because of the spinal cord. The human nervous system is what is required for enlightenment. Okay, and the spine is the nervous system is a repository of. It is your gateway to your unconscious and subconscious. Okay, there's a unconscious mind, subconscious mind, and conscious mind. The conscious mind is what you will see as thought, but all that thought came in from something subconscious. Okay, now that subconscious defines your personal, like so many identities are there, so many beliefs are there which you don't know. That belief that you carry in your subconscious mind, it operates through the spine, creates the thought, feeling, and it also gives you the perception of your reality. Your reality, what you experience in life, is because of your belief. Okay. If you change your belief, your life changes. Okay, and all aspect of life. We're talking about the aspect of life, like health. There's some belief about health, which is so if you and this in this process, all those beliefs will surface. So in the Purana, this is the highest yogic teaching. This is what is called real pranayama. The pranayama that you learn in yoga class is altering the breath. That is not pranayama. Pranayama is moving the prana in the original pathway, which is the spine. So they say the one round of from down to up and up to down, one round of that is equivalent to 365 days of your evolution. How much ever you would have evolved in 1 year spiritually or as a human being, you will evolve that much in one practice, one breath, up and down. In the Purana, the same practice is illustrated as a story of Samudra Mantana, where there's a Mandara Parvata. The Mandara Parvata is your spine. And there's Asuras and Devas who are churning the ocean. The Asuras and the Devas are your thoughts. Okay. Then the churning the ocean is the moving of the breath. And then many things start coming out. That is mean to say that in your subconscious there'll be so many empowering belief, disempowering belief. They will start surfacing and they'll get wiped out. The disempowering ones will get wiped out. The empowering ones will get. That's why Vishnu takes the Mohini form and he gives the Amrita only to the gods, and the Asuras don't get it. That means all the disempowering ones, they die out because of your awareness, and the empowering beliefs will enable you to have a more fulfilling outer life. Then the Amrita is also enlightenment. So the enlightenment in this case of this pranayama is this pranayama itself will lead to what is called as Savikalpa Samadhi, the state of God realization, what Sri Ramakrishna used to experience. Okay, it is God realization. It's not self-realization. So there are two stages of realization. Not stages. There's God realization and there's self-realization. God realization is realization of the totality as the oneness of the totality. Okay. Self-realization is realizing that self is real and everything else is an illusion, including the totality. So in the case of Sri Ramakrishna, so Ramakrishna used to experience this God realization. He used to see Mother Kali. Then he used to have deep oneness, love, overflowing compassion, love. Then one day, there was a traveling master called Totapuri. He saw Ramakrishna. He was a Vedantic teacher. He saw Ramakrishna. He identified him as he is the right disciple. And he went to Ramakrishna and tells him that I will teach you Vedanta. It is always the master will come to you when you are ready. There is no situation where you will tell, I will go and find the master. Because how will you know who is the master? That's why it said, when you are ready, the master will come. It's true for avatar like Ramakrishna. It is true for everybody else. So Totapuri identifies he's the right person, and he goes in. Ramakrishna tells him, I have to first ask my mother. Okay. I have to ask my mother, will she allow me to go and play? So you go, and Totapuri thinks, okay, he's asking his mother, like a biological mother. And Totapuri, Ramakrishna goes to the temple. He asks Mother Kali, can I go with him? Mother Kali tells, I only sent him, you can go with him. So he goes, and Totapuri teaches him Vedanta Gnana, that Brahma Satya, Jagan Mithya. The ultimate teaching is Brahma Satya. Brahman is consciousness, not God. Okay? Consciousness, which is pure awareness. Whatever, when we use the word God, it is a mental model of something known. Brahman is, it cannot be known. No thought can reach there, no word can reach there, no experience can reach there. It is absolute reality. Now, that absolute reality is the only reality. Everything else is a dream in that absolute reality. The moment he says this, he cannot accept. Ramakrishna cannot accept. You will not accept because this world isn't real for me. For Ramakrishna, that's not the problem. For him, he doesn't care about the world. My mother is real. My Kali is real. Okay, how can you tell Kali is not real? She's God, she's real. Totapuri tells, no, that is also an illusion. He's not able to let go because his bhava is so much. He cannot transcend the Mother Kali. Then Totapuri gets angry after much debate. He tells him, if you don't listen to me, I'll leave you. And he's again trapped by the mother because mother only sent him. So he tells, no, I cannot leave you. Whatever you tell, I'll do. But I'm not able to cut Mother Kali. He tells, ruthlessly cut her. How can I cut her? How can I cut God? So how will I cut her? Totapuri tells him, you cut her with a sword. Ramakrishna tells, where will I get a sword now? Totapuri tells him, you get a sword from where you got Mother Kali. Where is that? From your imagination. From your mind. So he sits, he closes his eyes. Totapuri makes a cut here. With a glass, he makes a cut. He tells, I'll make a cut here. At the same time, you cut on the inside because I cannot come inside and cut. The inside is subjective. Outside is objective. Okay. So the master does both in a way. Master does the objective and he empowers you to do the subjective. In that sense, you're not doing it. It's master is telling, okay, cut on the inside also because I cannot enter into your mind. You cut it from the inside with the wisdom that I've given you. So then Ramakrishna cuts that image that he's seeing of Mother Kali. When he does that, his mind becomes absolutely silent. There's no more mind. Okay, he says that was the last barrier of the vision of the divine. It's a last dream. Very nice dream. Very, very beautiful dream, empowering dream, powerful dream. No dream is as good as that. Okay. But Totapuri tells it's still a dream. You have to cross over that. Then when he crosses over that, he sits in Nirvikalpa Samadhi for many, many days. Then Totapuri is astonished. To get to that point of Ramakrishna, what Ramakrishna is in, it took Totapuri 30-40 years. Okay, he's astonished how Ramakrishna went into Nirvikalpa Samadhi just a few days, and he's not coming out. No matter what, he's in that state because there's nobody to come out now. He's in absolute consciousness. Then after many days, he opens his eyes. When he opens his eyes, typically in the morning, he used to go to the Dakshineshwar temple is beside the river. He used to go to the river and give arghya. So he goes to the river to give arghya. Then earlier he was giving arghya to God. Now everything is gone. I am gone. God is gone. Everything is gone. Who will I give arghya to? Okay, he doesn't take the water. Who will I give arghya to? Offering means I have to offer to the divine. Now there is no me. Okay, everything is divine. What is the sense of offering to the divine? So many of his practices, processes, rituals, they stop after that. Okay, he becomes more focused on wisdom, gnana. So he was in bhakti, para bhakti. Then from bhakti, he transitioned to clear gnana. When gnana happens, nonsense, many nonsense from your life will drop. That's why Shankaracharya told Satsangatve Nisangatva. The satsang, the right association, will remove wrong association. But the highest association, which is association with I am consciousness, it declutters your mind. Completely declutters your mind. You are not a prisoner of any standard anymore. No standard can bind you. No dharma can bind you. That's why Sri Krishna will break dharmic rules. No dharma can apply to him. Okay? He will cheat in the battle. But he has no karma because he is beyond it. So in Gnana, a lot of these, like I told you, those borders, they wear out. They're all mental constructs. And all of those mental constructs are constructed on the foundation called a constructor called I. Okay? Now that is the foundation. That's what Ramana Maharshi says. The root thought is I thought. If you catch the root thought, all the other thoughts will collapse. So when the collapse has happened, then he's not able to give arghya. He doesn't go and do puja, right? He's in a state of, it's called sahaja samadhi. With eyes open, he has a realization, I am Brahman. And whatever is appearing is also Brahman, but it's temporary appearance. It's an appearance. Okay, that is the stage of sahaja samadhi. So Ramakrishna went through savikalpa samadhi, nirvikalpa samadhi, sahaja samadhi. Okay, so sahaja samadhi is called mukti, jivan mukti. So whenever anybody is talking about enlightenment, mukti, gnana, they're referring to sahaja samadhi. The nirvikalpa samadhi is a temporary state. It's a state. Savikalpa samadhi is a state. God realization is a state. Both are states. What is not a state is your true nature. That is what you are. You understand? Any doubts? So this practice, the spinal cord breathing, the Sushumna Pranayama, leads to Savikalpa Samadhi. Savikalpa Samadhi is experience of totality, experience of the field. Before I think some of you came, we were having a discussion of, I asked a question, what is me? What is me? You keep telling me. What is me? The me that you talk about is a boundary. This is me. This is me. Whatever is outside this boundary is not me. Okay? That is only a mental construct. It's not a reality. So there is a possibility that the boundary can increase and you become boundaryless. And it's an experience. And that experience is called Savikalpa Samadhi. It happened to an astronaut called Edgar Mitchell, wherein he was in the machine that was orbiting the moon. At that point of time, he had an experience of oneness. There was another physicist called Fritjof Capra. One day he was at the beach. At that time, he had an experience of the oneness of the whole universe. Later, both of these scientists, they tried to dig what happened, because it was a temporary experience, but it was a life-altering experience. Then they tried to dig, what is this? What happened to me? And ultimately, they landed up in the Indian scriptures, which spoke about Savikalpa Samadhi. So is it a possibility? Yes, it is a possibility. What happens because of it? One is, it purifies you. It is deep purification. When I say purification, what is purification? It removes your disempowering beliefs and strengthens your empowering beliefs, and numb, or rather, the boundary that you feel of my body, it takes away that. You become boundaryless. Okay. And you are more in sync with the quantum reality than with the Newtonian reality. So in the quantum reality, you have a desire. That desire will get fulfilled, because it's no longer your desire now. Because your me is not individual now. Your me is universal. So your desire becomes universal desire. Your problem becomes universal problem. Do you understand? So that is one. So you ask the purpose of life, right? The purpose of taking the human body is for this. The purpose of you going to dream. The answer to a purpose of life is very clear. You had a dream. You had a dream last night. When was the last dream that you had?
If you come, I won't.
Okay, so let's say you had a dream. You had some dream, and in the dream, you went to Paris, or you went to India. You went to some temple. That whole temple going to India is an experience. So what is the purpose of the dream? Some experience. Experience is the purpose. Now, and the experience can only happen in the realm of some manifestation. Okay? Please understand, everybody's only after some experiences. I want to go there. Why? Some experience I'll get, some subjective experience. Okay, ultimately what matters to you is the subjective experience. What happens on the inside? I want to get a lot of money. Okay, if you get a lot of money, what will happen to you inside is what matters to you, not the lot of money. You understand? I want to go travel to Paris to see the Eiffel Tower. The Eiffel Tower, it's rusted. But what matters to you is the subjective experience. I'm here. You understand? The object is secondary. The subjective experience is what is important. Now, in the subjective experience, there is a possibility of experience of God. Can God be experienced? Yes. And that experience of God is called Savikalpa Samadhi. It's an experience of the whole oneness of the whole creation. Soumitra, need out? And that uplifts you, it purifies you, it changes your life, of course. It significantly alters your life. But that's not the final. The story of Ramakrishna is to also bring that message that although he was seeing Mother Kali, he still needed a master to tell him that's a dream. You have to come out from all dreams, including the dream of God. And that's called absolute realization. So if you have to ask something, from God, you ask for, I want the absolute, which is beyond everything. The point of no return. That absolute is called Sahaja Samadhi. And with eyes, that is Mukti, Jivan Mukti.
Like you will be into the God.
No, in Mukti doesn't mean you will be into the God. Mukti means there is no you. What remains is God alone. The you is the problem. Mukti means Mukti from my identities. Now, how will that Mukti happen? Is what Tattva did is a process of dialogue between the master and disciple. The Savikalpa Samadhi, the God realization, the experience you can get through the path of action. Sadhana, yoga, bhakti, all that leads to experiences because they work in the realm of experience. Mukti is beyond the realm of experience. Okay. Now, what action if you do will you go beyond that experience? Any action you do will only give you experience, no? How can you expect something infinite by some finite action? The only way of getting the infinite is by the teaching of the infinite. And that's called Gita, Bhagavad Gita, or it's called Upanishad, or it's called the dialogue of the master. Is it clear? Is the first step clear? Okay. So is everybody okay? We'll quickly wrap it up. I know it's
I
one.
have a question.
Yes, ma'am.
What did you want before you became a guru?
What did I want before I became a guru? I wanted to be famous. Before I met my guru, I was also used to sing like you. I wanted to be famous.
When did you start learning like about like this class?
So I learned it like how Ramakrishna learned it and Vivekananda it. They all learned it from their guru. So I also have a guru. I learned it from my guru. I met my guru 15 years ago. And after that, my life changed.
Changed in the sense?
From singing rock song, I'm sitting here and teaching Bhagavad
I'm
Gita.
talking about
Changed.
Changed in the sense, were you full of questions? Were you full of doubts? Were you full of, let's say, insecurities? And now that
No.
you have met your guru?
No, that's one difference in my situation. Like Soumitra asked the question, answers both of your questions. I had no background of spirituality. I had no suffering in life. I was enjoying life. Okay, I was masti mein I was, and I accidentally met, or now it's grace. Of course, it's grace. Then I met my master. Then the teaching dawned. I had no seeking also. Yeah, I had not seeking also. I was not married also, so I didn't know what is suffering. So I got lucky, very lucky. Maybe I suffered a lot in my last lifetime. This is what I'm trying to tell. All those, they're all mental models. Aisa hi hoga, right? Aisa, if you're, it's like suffering is equivalent to how much you will realize, right? If the more you suffer, the more, no, or the more older you are, the more wiser you are. Nothing like that. Okay. So Vyasa Maharshi's son, Vyasa Maharshi is the one who codified the Vedas, wrote the Puranas. His son was Shuka Muni. Shuka Muni was a Brahma Varishta. So in realization, there are 4 states: Brahmavid, Brahmavara, Brahmavaranya, Brahmavarishta. Brahmavarishta is a state where the impressions in the spine are almost wiped out, right? They have no awareness of the body also. That means they don't even eat because their only perception is Brahman. Somebody has to put food into their mouth. Only then they will eat. It's called Brahma Varishta. So Vyasa Maharshi's son was a Brahma Varishta. And Vyasa Maharshi is still Brahmavid. So what I'm trying to say is, when it comes to spirituality, spirituality is filled with mental constructs. All sorts of deep entanglements. That is why a guru is required, because you don't know where you're stuck. You don't know why you're thinking like this. You don't know what is the source of that. Somebody has to come and shed the light and bring you to the point. That's the job of the guru. And that has no, once you met the master, nothing else matters. What you are, where you were. That is what is Angulimala. Angulimala is a terrorist practically. You know the story of Angulimala. He's a terrorist in the forest. He's cutting thumbs and wearing a garland of thumbs. Right? If you see somebody here with a blood stain, you'll run away. Here is a guy with a garland of thumbs standing in front of Buddha, but he becomes transformed. He becomes a bhikshu. He becomes enlightened. Right? And there are so many disciples of Buddha who are still struggling to understand what he's trying to say. So we cannot fit this into our thinking process. And you cannot ever judge anybody else in the spiritual process. All you can tell is, am I peaceful? Right? That's all you can tell. Am I peaceful or not? That you cannot cheat. And if you are peaceful, nothing else matters. What matters? Anushya, is it clear? Okay. Now we will go to the second process, which is bhava. We'll quickly go through bhava and then we'll end with the Shakti Darshana. Okay. Is everybody okay? Everybody online okay?
Yes, Guruji.
Yes, Krishna.
Yes, Guruji.
So bhava is yad bhave tad bhavati. Whatever bhava you have, bhava is deep inner feeling. Your feeling creates your reality. Right? You can have various bhavas. You can associate with the divine through different bhavas. So I told you, this guy Ramakrishna Paramahamsa had a this thing bhava. What is that? Dasa bhava as Hanuman, and he realized Rama. He had a the Gopi bhava. Then he realized Krishna. Then he had a Vatsalya bhava. He took the bhava of Mother Yashoda and he made God his child. So what bhava you take, you experience that. So when you want absolute reality, you have to take the bhava of, what is the bhava you take? That God is Sadguru, is Guru. Okay. Then that wisdom dawns in you. And you can take any bhava, like depending on what you want in life. You can tell if somebody seeks wealth in life, they have to associate God as the possessor of all wealth or the Mother Lakshmi. Okay, it's called bhava, and that bhava will lead to upasana. Upasana means your mind will move to a higher state. You understand? This by default you will do. Whether if you don't do bhava, your mind will always be in a bhava. Please understand. Mind cannot be bhavaless. By default, it will go into some societal programming bhava. So people will aspire, will look at some rock stars, some musicians, some billionaires, right? Whatever they respect and adore, that is called bhava. If you consciously don't move towards the divine, by default, you will move to something in the world. You understand? Somebody that you will meet will inspire you, something, some book, some character, right? The children will look at Harry Potter as the inspiration. It's not real, but they'll have a bhava. You understand what is bhava? Bhava means a strong emotional connect. Okay, but in the case of the real bhava, the bhakti bhava, it is uplifting. It is not emotional. Emotional is negative emotions. In this case, it is love and devotion. It is a higher emotion, and that will uplift you. Okay, so we will today for Kalpataru, we will chant the name of Sri Ramakrishna. I'll chant the phrase. You can repeat after me and keep your attention in the heart center. This is in the previous step, it was spine was the important point. Here, the chest area, the center of the chest. This is where you say me. Okay, this is where you have your emotional disturbances. This is where when you lose something, you feel the pain. This is the center of emotions. That emotions has to become devotion. Okay? The emotion will cause disease. Eventually, all emotion, negative emotion will cause you disease. The disease is nothing but emotional disturbances. That has to be converted to devotion. Okay, so keep the attention here. You can visualize the Guru, your Guru, or your Ishta Devata, or Sri Ramakrishna, or just the divinity in the form of light. You can choose whatever you associate with, whatever triggers you, you can hold to that. Okay, any doubts? Shanji, clear? Online, everybody clear?
Yes, Guruji.
Okay, and the feeling
Yes,
is,
Krishna.
and the feeling is, that divinity is not separate from me. It is in me, operating through me. It's not somewhere in the heaven. Okay, where is God? Anushka, show me in the finger. God is in you. It's not somewhere else. Okay, shall we start? Close your eyes. Become aware of the center of the chest. It's called a spiritual heart. Visualize the form of the Guru or God or Yugavatar Sri Ramakrishna Paramahamsa sitting in your heart. Repeat after me. Avatar Varishtaya Ramakrishnaya 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 Sit silently with the awareness of the grace in the center of your chest. Hari Om.
Hari Om.
Shri Gurubhyo Namaha.
Shri Gurubhyo Namaha.
Hari Om.
Hari Om.
Slowly open your eyes. See, the path of spirituality is very, very simple. It is a path of clear wisdom, which is the Atmagnana and Vichara, self-inquiry, and it is a path of surrender. Okay. Now, that is the path of Sri Ramakrishna also. It's a path of simplicity. You have to go. So you can also tell them to. I think you can also tell them to come in sometime. We'll close now. Mishka, you're able to visualize? You're able to visualize?
Yeah.
What happens?
I saw like a golden circle that was shining.
Very nice. And what happened because of that?
I don't know. Even when we were visualizing our spine, my stomach started spinning.
Okay.
And then my head started hurting.
Okay.
So it wasn't really calm.
It was calm. Okay. Soumitra? You're able to visualize?
It was distorted versus.
Distorted and disturbing.
No, I mean, attention was not so much.
Okay.
I do the same kind of meditation every day. So that time I'm able to do it.
Okay. What meditation is that?
Kundalini Yoga only I'm trying to do it.
Okay. Kathy ji, you're able to visualize in the heart?
It was Krishna.
Okay.
But still, this one was really peaceful. I was never into, like, whenever I sit, maybe after 2 minutes, like, it was not calm. Rather, I was way too much agitated, frustrated, but I don't know. From this one, it was some upbeat, calm, not peace, but I'm like, okay, whatever happens, happens. But before I was like, no, I was full of rage, I was full of anger, and that's why I was never into meditation.
Yeah.
But today, I don't know, maybe I told you that it's because of your presence I am a bit, calm.
Come here, Shri. Just waiting for Pratik. This is the last part of the session. So the energy, so this is what you have here is the emotion. The emotion is nothing but energy. Your life is because of energy. Okay? And the energy, it starts from the top of the head. It enters, it's what animates your body. It's called prana. Okay, but that energy just, it illumines the body, it animates the sense organs, then you start perceiving the world. Because you start perceiving the world, that energy moves downward and outward. Okay. The spirituality is very simple. That flow of energy downward and outward has to be reversed. That it has to be reversed. Okay, the river is going downward and outward. It has to be reversed. And that reversal is done by the Guru. Very simple. Nothing is this. That's what Ramakrishna does. Ramakrishna's path is very simple. He doesn't sit with Swami Vivekananda answering all his questions, getting into discussions on all that. He'll just reverse his energy. Because the problem is the energy is coming down and out. Okay? It just gets reversed. It's called surrender, part of surrender. It just gets reversed. Then all darshanas, gnana, pravachana, then experience, bhava, everything will happen on its own. Nobody's to teach you anything then. The master's job is to Shaktipad. It's called Shaktipad. The Shakti, which is going downward and outward, by the touch of the master, by the grace of the master, becomes reversed. And when it gets reversed, the Shakti knows what to do. Because the Shakti is, she knows the macrocosm and microcosm. From the universes, first of all, we don't know how many universes there. If there are multiverses, to the microscopic, she knows the entire spectrum, the seen, the gross, the subtle, and the subtlest. Everything she pervades and she knows. And when the master reverses the energy, she knows exactly what to do. All you need to do is just sit silently. When you sit silently, the reversal, the master that has reversed the Shakti, that will take over. That will do whatever it needs to do. You understand? It's a path of surrender. No intervention of any sort. You are just letting go to the master, and the master simply reverses. The master knows. The master who sent Swami Vivekananda to do some work, he also knows that he needs to be taken care of. He also knows at what point of time what needs to come to him, it will come to him. Okay, everything who he needs to meet, what words need to come out of his mouth, everything is taken care of by that Shakti. That one reversal will handle your life. Do you understand? That is called transformation. The purpose of the master is transformation. Otherwise, please understand, spirituality is only information for you. I saw this video, I know this thing technique, I know this japa, I know this mantra. It's just information. The transformation is transformation at the energy level. And energy is life. Energy, if energy gets transformed, your perception also changes. You understand? And in that process, the healing will happen, body will get healed, then life will get healed. All those things will happen. It's all a byproduct. Do you understand? So I was telling earlier, the path of Ramakrishna is simple. Simple chanting of God's name, simple bhava, innocent sadhana, effortless approach, and most importantly, surrender. In the surrender to his master Totapuri, please come. He lets go of his notion. Okay, his reality of Mother Kali versus some random person he just met. Okay, he's able to let go of that. That is called surrender. You understand? Something that is giving him so much bliss all his life, so much peace, but he lets go. Why? That surrender is out of wisdom. It's not surrender is not red. What is that? White flag. Okay, मैं हार गया. No, surrender is you understand that it's not in the realm of thought. You understand it's not in the realm of action. You just let go and let the energy take over. Okay, shall we do that now? So I'll Shanti, you heard it from wherever you were.
Listen to
So close your eyes, just relax and receive the energy. Take your attention to the center of the forehead. Sit silently. Do nothing. Seek nothing. Be nothing. Sit silently. Asatoma Satkamaya Tamasoma Jyotirgamaya Mrityoma Amritam Gamaya Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Slowly open your eyes. So, Sri Ramakrishna, it is told, Stapakaya cha dharmasya. That means to establish dharma. Sarva dharma swarupine. All pathways for realization. He not only realized in that pathway, he showed the world, he purified that pathway. It said that whatever he took up, he not only, that endeavor didn't just take him to the goal. In the process of doing that, he showed people that it can be done. It doesn't matter what pathway you take any pathway. Okay, I told you, he did 64 tantric processes, the pathway of Islam, the pathway of Christianity, the pathway of Sanatana Dharma, the pathway, whatever pathway he took up, he showed God realization possible. And if not for him, none of us would be here, because he was the source, the key individual that influenced the direction of the country. When he was born, India was in a pathetic state, in slavery, in the 19th century. And then his presence, purification, and his work through Swami Vivekananda is what inspired Indians to fight against the British. So we not only bow down to him as Avatara Varishta, but also for our in our day-to-day lives, also he plays a very significant role. And Ramakrishna Mission continues. So please understand, any enlightened master is not limited to his body. Okay, so Buddha still works after being physically dead for 2500 years. Till today, his teachings, people do vipassana and meditation. Ramakrishna still works through the mission, Ramakrishna Mission. So they do, and all of the masters, all enlightened masters, they continue their work. That's why they're called Chiranjeevi. Chiranjeevi means deathless. Not that the body doesn't die, the body is dead, but their work, which is for Loka Kalyana, continues. They continue to spread wisdom because their life itself is a teaching. If you take one small portion of his life, is enough to transform your life and alleviate your suffering. That's what a master is supposed to be. And among the masters, Sri Ramakrishna Paramahamsa is considered Avatara Varishta, the greatest of them all. Can you imagine some uneducated person in some remote part of the country? Okay. And he was not a very good speaker also. Please understand, he was not a he could not charm you with your words. His vocabulary was very bad. In fact, he used to speak foul language. Okay. Very simple stories, and gave the highest realization. And people used to think he was mad. So he went to his guru, Bhairavi lady. He told, people call me mad. They throw stones at me. Am I mad? His guru told him, everybody is mad in the world. Some people are mad for money. Some people are mad for sex. Some people are mad for wealth. Some people are mad for something. You are mad for God. Everybody's mad. So in the mad world, to tell that you are mad is absurd. So that was his simplicity. And whatever we tell, no, God, meditation, love, it's all only words for us. But for him, it's real. And in his presence, the lives that he touched, he barely had a few disciples. Okay, like Jesus had a very few disciples. Ramakrishna had very few disciples. It is because of Swami Vivekananda that he became popular known. And please understand, it's not that all these great beings, they have some ecstatic experience, they are beyond us. He went through the turmoils of life, right? He had cancer, he had throat cancer. And when he had throat cancer, he was suffering. It was intense pain. And that time there was right now there's so much medical facility, morphine and all that, painkiller. There's nothing. There's intense suffering. He cannot speak, he cannot eat. Then his disciples tell him, you pray to the Mother Kali, she'll appear and she'll heal you. Then he prays to the mother. Mother appears and he tells, I want to. So my disciples told me to ask you because I'm not able to eat. Then what do you think God will answer? So this is a difference where you tell if it's a hallucination or if it's reality. Somebody's hallucinating God versus the divine is actually appearing. What is the difference? What do you think the mother told? What do you think God told?
That you are eating through thousands of mouths of your disciples.
God's perspective is non-duality. Please understand. God cannot understand me and other. God cannot understand this is you, this is somebody else. No. For God, there's only one energy, right? So mother tells him, you're not eating, but you're eating with 1,000 mouths. God cannot perceive that, oh, this person is a person, it's an individual. For God, it's all connected. There's one total being. Okay. So he went through the turmoils of life, the suffering, believing. I just wait 1 second. And he showed the path of how God can be realized in the simplest of the ways. Through bhakti, bhava, and shaktipada. So before you leave, I'd like to thank all of you for participating in this auspicious session today on Kalpataru Day of Sri Ramakrishna Paramahamsa. I'd like to thank Shanti ji and Panna ji for being the host, and of course Mohan and Vijeta for hosting us and getting us here so that we can do the sessions here. May all be blessed by the blessings of Sri Ramakrishna Paramahamsa to realize the absolute consciousness, Brahman, which is your true nature. and realizing which you become a blessing on to the world. Loka samasta Sukhino bhavantu. Loka samasta Sukhino bhavantu. Loka samasta Sukhino bhavantu. Let there be peace throughout the universe. Let all living beings in land, sea, and sky have peace. Harihi Om. Shri Gurubhyo Namaha. Harihi Om. My pranams to all. So next week, we'll continue with the next chapter of the Bhagavad Gita. After that, we'll have a session in Reading.
Thank you, Krishnaji. Hari Om.
Thank you, Guruji. Hari Om.
Thank you, Guruji.
Pranam, Guruji. Hari.
Thank you, Guruji.
Narayana, 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 Narayana. Is there one more fruit? Is there? Take.